Hello, everyone. Welcome to the playoffs. Oh my god, we finally made it. It's CPL 6, the quarterfinals. We're getting started with playoff casting. It's me, it's Nablime. Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up?
See, isn't that so much friendlier that I just say hello? I don't command you, like, address the audience or I'll never forgive you.
So we're here with some playoffs. I'm very excited to do my first playoffs cast, right? I'm back from illness, and last time I did a cast, but unfortunately my voice didn't last, but now I'm good to go. It's going to be an excellent cast, I think.
Yeah, I think we're going to be having a great time. Before we get started, I got to tell everyone, and I'm going to shill it throughout because I'm so excited for how many people are, like, just trying to help out the casting. We have so many playoff casts lined up. So, if you missed it, Cold Warp Gates did a cast yesterday, and Sidon did one earlier today, and then he got us tonight. Tomorrow is an EU edition of Match of the Week with Camo Das, and then also a short cast that evening with me and Flash for the win. On Thursday, Nablime's doing something. We'll figure it out later.
And I'm casting, that's for sure.
You're casting something. Undecided yet. And then we got, on Friday, early in the day, it's Bugs Bunny, and later in the day, it's a bug. And then Stormcar and Lease bringing up your Saturday. Like, we already have so much lined up. If you want to watch playoffs, there's something pretty much every day. I promise.
I just like that it's Bugs Bunny, then a bug. That's just better.
I mean, really, they should just be together. Like, that's Bugs Bunny. It rolls off. That's a caster pair in the making.
So I'm imagining one's like, hey, Bugs, what do you think of this? Oh, I don't know, Bug. I think this. Oh, okay, Bugs. Like, that's their casting duo.
God, no. Never mind. This is cursed. I don't want this.
Welcome to the Bugs and Bug casts, featuring Bugs and Bug.
Oh, no.
It's amazing.
Dude, I gave you the window for wordplay. I regret. But we're going Alright, so what we're doing tonight, though, we are doing some Tier 1 from Mech and Cheese versus Amigos. Mech and Cheese coming in on as our 4th seed, and then Amigos as the 5th seed. So we're going to see how these games go out. It's just kind of being cast all over the place as we go, but, keep an eye on that Discord and that CPL official cast channel. You'll see everything. But let's get started in the first game of the night.
Let's do it.
And unlike last time, I'm not rusty. I'm paying attention to the overlays and everything, guys. All right, in the bottom right, in the orange, it's CPL Teddy Bear. And in the bottom left, in the pale blue, it's BSL Cooler? I don't know.
Kool-Aid, I think.
Kool-Aid. Teddy Bear. Teddy Bear's representing Mech and Cheese, and Kool-Aid representing Team Amigos.
Okay, so TVP on Circuit Breakers. Very exciting matchup. Interesting that they spawned horizontally here. Because as everyone knows, we have that kind of secret path down there. I've certainly played some games where I'm like, oh, I can just go to the 6 o'clock right and push the Protoss through that way. But then I just slowly got destroyed by Protoss armies continually attacking down the ramp. So we'll see if Kool-Aid can make it happen. In the playoffs here, a lot of people aren't playing for like their development. They're not playing macro builds. They're just playing for keeps. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like a 2-base push from Terran. I'm going to say it right now, I'm caster cursing it. The most likely, I think, build we're going to see is a 2-base push, because I know a lot of people have been doing it in playoffs against Protoss.
Now, I got to ask you, just for the fairness of your predictions, because when we casted the CPL overlay, it automatically covers the replay bar, do you turn that off at the start of the cast?
I do.
Okay, so this is a fair prediction. I do exactly the same thing, man. It's like, I don't...
It'd be impossible to cast without it, because, I'd be looking at it like, oh, there's 1 minute left. I'm like, okay, here comes this attack. I wonder if he'll be able to defend.
I'm just so nervous I would ever accidentally click it.
Right?
Oh, right? No.
I mean, that's what I always think when I'm the one doing the stream. Like, okay, I know that no one can see it, but why am I turning it off anyway? I'm like, well, actually, no, I shouldn't see it, I like this SimCity from Kool-Aid. He has passed the Neblime SimCity judgment test. He is judged worthy.
Alright, well, I know you and your barracks placement is so important. Is that depot doing anything special?
Yes, it is. You can run a marine back and forth through there. But, if Protoss puts in a simulator there, the Zealot can actually get through. But he has got the refinery, so he's fine. You can imagine that I found that out the hard way.
It sounds like...
I put this depot, I'm like, I'm good. Oh, he gas still, that's okay, I can defend. And then the Zealot's just like, nope, here I come. I'm like, ah.
Well, we're not getting anything too crazy. We are getting a refinery as part of the opener for Terran. No gas expand here, but gets that first scout off. Comes on in to see one gateway and a core under production, and seeing that extra pylon down the back. So no shenanigans afoot. Having that nice comfort knowing nothing's crazy in the to open up the playoffs. This is series play at its
Yes,
forefront because you want that win. This is where you start thinking
absolutely.
about series instead of just what's the best strategy on this map.
Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a bunker expand coming out from Kool-Aid. He is pulling off gas, so it's not any hidden two-fact shenanigans. Both players looking like they just want to open up standard. I think it makes a lot of sense in this map. And maybe at the start of a series, you just want to like test the waters. I mean that said, in tier one, well, I'm trying to make this sound like a positive thing for tier one players. I think some tier one players, you know, they're very good at just one strategy, and they don't necessarily have that diversity. Now, they definitely like execute that one build at a good level. But if you're going into this series and you haven't prepared anything in particular, you might just want to stick with your guns. You know, do what you're good at, because there's nothing worse in this series than like freaking out practicing something. Sorry, playing something you haven't practiced.
Yeah, it seems like not the plan you want to be going for. I'm a little surprised that we still haven't seen a factory start yet. So actually, it's delaying that factory, going for the CC, even though a lot of gas is built up. So, not exactly what I was expecting. Here comes that first Dragoon now. It doesn't have range for a while, but we're going to put a little bit of pressure forward. This bunker is going to be enough to keep it away.
Yeah, well, this is the quote-unquote like modern build where you just see what Protoss is doing and then you cut off gas and get the CC if you like. But honestly, it's pretty middle of the road. I don't think it gives Terran any particular advantage compared to just getting that tank right away and putting some pressure on. And we see Teddy Bear's Nexus is going up as well, so everything looks pretty even. This SCV though, oh, okay, the Goon not going to block it. Oh, that's pretty big. It's actually going to get in here and have a scout. That's huge. Sees it's going to be 2 gates and a shield battery. Okay, that must be a mistake. I was going to say.
Yeah,
like,
that sounds like a little bit of one of those I hit B twice situations, maybe.
Yeah. Absolutely. But he sees 2-gate robo. That's pretty huge. That's great intel because you don't know, is it DTs coming out here? Is it like 1-gate robo with a Reaver? That's really a really great scout there. His bunker at the front taking some damage. Really needs to repair that soon. But other than that, he's looking pretty good. Terran going for 2 factories immediately behind this. So he may be going for a little bit of a pressure here, or he might just be trying to get that tank count up ASAP. When you know it's just going to be 2-gate robo, definitely perfectly safe to do this.
Yeah, first factor finishes up, going straight into a machine shop. Always curious to see what upgrades we're going to see when I see 2 factories this early. I've been seeing a lot more of getting the double vulture upgrades rather than early siege mode.
Right.
Want to get that map control.
My take on that is, if you're just pumping tanks without siege mode, yeah, and you want to micro these goons, it's very risky. Well, look at this, he's getting a 3rd gate with his robo. If Protoss just makes hella amount of goons and he just keeps them in, being annoying, you put yourself in a situation where you can't really use your few tanks at siege mode to push them back, so your vulture upgrade's not very useful. It does depend what your opponent's doing, right? If he was like double expanding or something, that'd be really good. But with that SCV scout already seeing 2 gates already, I don't think he's going to go for that. I think he'll be just going tanks here. We do see a shuttle coming out really fast here. I wonder if he wants to try and bulldog. No zealots out yet. Maybe he's just going to elevator or something. I'm not sure what the plan is here. Goon just getting that full scout, confirming the CC because he hasn't actually seen it yet.
Yeah, always a smart move to really commit to that. And that first tank coming down here, there's 4 goons here. One's kind of far back. There's an opportunity to dive forward. And you see Teddy Bear is going to go for it, get some shots off, take some damage, doesn't get anything. One Dragoon a little bit hurt up, but it's really just shields beyond that and still forcing some decent repairs.
I really like the fact though that Kool-Aid got 4 Marines here. He's like, okay, if I'm going to do this CC before factory, the goon pressure is going to be more difficult. 4 Marines really makes it a lot scarier for those goons to dive on the tank. If you only have 2, they don't really care. And here we go again. Okay, still keeping that tank back. Doing well so far. But more goons are arriving. This is the problem. There's going to be 3-gate goon production up. Zealots have been made. Looks like we are going for some kind of bust here. Now, Zealots in the shuttle. Either that or Protoss is really expecting a really fast push. Okay, he's going to move out. Looks like it's going to be a CC-fact style attack. And these goons do have to retreat here. Oh, nice hits so far.
Yeah, everything getting funneled over the bridges a little bit. It's going to slow down this push from Kool-Aid. Buy time for Teddy Bear, because remember, he's got that shuttle on the way with the Zealots, and one Vulture actually sneaking down through the bottom. The Vulture, the Dragoons don't see it. There's an opportunity to get some good intel here.
Ooh,
maybe get some damage on these probes.
Oh, there's no mines yet. He got speed instead, which is fine. Like, if he can get in, that's definitely very good, but I think he's not going to quite get there in time. Or speed finishes, but yeah, the goons pull back just in time. Now, the thing about this shuttle is, I mean, you know, 4 Zealots on top of the Terran army is always not bad, but it's a lot more effective when Terran has siege mode, as you can imagine. So, he has the tools you need, but it's not exactly like you can easily crush this Terran army. I think Terran will be able to retreat without any problem, and look, there he goes. Just getting up the turret ring behind this. Not really sure what his follow-up's going to be. He's already got an armory, so we're not going to see any kind of a sudden factory explosion, I don't think. I think we're going to see a CC anytime soon from Terran. Protoss getting the third base up there in the top right.
Yeah, and this observer in the middle map seeing that the retreat has happened. Teddy Bear going to be able to move forward these goons. Has that shuttle with him, but not committing all the way through. Did take a nexus up on the top right during this little push that unsure how scouted it is. You see the vultures now going to move out, so they'll probably be able to find that, but still I think Teddy Bear not trying to overcommit to anything, which does make me wonder why the early shuttle if he was thinking maybe there's an opportunity to get something done, but it doesn't seem to really be yielding anything. Not that like the shuttle's going to fall off, but just a little bit of a hard investment this early in the game.
Yeah, I would say maybe he was expecting like a really fast full focus, something, but hold that thought. Look at these vultures coming across. Oh my gosh, it's like final destination for these probes. Things coinciding just so they can die. Oh, but the vultures are going to the 3 o'clock. Oh, the probes slip past. And now Teddy Bear's going to start building this wall. Will the vultures go up there before it's finished? Oh my gosh, it's so scary right now. No, the vultures going south. It looks like the probes are safe.
Yeah, I think getting that expansion up, like no probe was saw moving going up there, and like this is a style you could do, but it's not like it's not the default, right?
First trouble. Yeah, absolutely. I would say this top right, it's not exactly like sneaky, but it is kind of scary to take it because of this exact thing, right? If those vultures went up at that moment, they would have killed a heap of probes, and they could put a bunch of mines and start hitting that nexus, and Protoss has to like commit their army up there to deal with that. So yeah, it's definitely a bit out there, but I wouldn't exactly call it like a hidden base or anything. It's not like, you know, you don't expect Protoss to take this. But maybe Terran doesn't. Okay, he's going to find it just now. So as long as he realizes that, what do you call it? Protoss is on 3 bases, he should be fine. His own third CC is actually about to land here, so Terran's looking just fine, I think. Oh, look at that mine jump! Is he going to get it?
Well, the cans are up. That's about time. Oh. It looked like he got it with the 1, but pulls out. So,
to be honest, by the look of that, he wasn't spam clicking it hard enough. You really do need to. Damn, that was so close. That would have been a huge deal because he would just kill all those probes. Like, they would have to run. There would be no hope, right? So he denied mining from that base for a long time. So really, unfortunately, he didn't get that. Props for trying. That would have been a great move.
Yeah, that's like an exciting moment because especially with the cans up at the front, none of them were in the mineral line. That could have been tragic. It would have even been hard to retreat any of the probes safely with all the Protoss army still kind of piled up at home. Can't really get on the map and get any pressure. But still, Templar Archive's on the way, decent amount of gateways. It looks like one of the goons is stuck by the Citadel, but I think that's not really too big of a deal here.
Yeah, I mean, he'll fix this eventually, I imagine. Well, look at it this way. This goon's like, you know, defending against drops. He's like a cannon.
Yeah, sure. that's what you tell yourself, right?
As long as he only makes zealots from that gate, he'll be fine. I mean, actually, you need to kill the Citadel, right? You don't actually need it anymore, right?
Well, I don't think you ever want to kill the Citadel in case you end up losing tech. You don't want to rebuild more than you have to.
True. If you lose your Templar, yeah, I suppose you're right. But, I mean, in this case, you know, maybe it's worth it. Just get that goon out. Terran's setting up a pretty nice defense here. Got plenty of mines laid as well. Although I do like Protoss' army movement so far, that he was hanging enough back for the vultures, but now that he has the defenses up, he's going to get right in Terran's face. This is what you want to do. I mean, you don't want to be in siege mode range. Oh my god, here's the tank. Oh, he's going to get that tank. Nice, very nice pick off there, and he loses 1 goon for his trouble, so that was totally worth it. Every tank you get counts. Very nice mine clearing from Kool-Aid as well, making sure there's no mines ready to do damage to his own army.
I mean, you say that, but still, this situation isn't looking like particularly amazing. The Arbiter Tribunal on the way, so gonna have a decent tech, a lot of gateways up for the base count, but it's gonna be hard to actually establish that next base. So it's still 3 base versus 3 base, and the work count fairly even.
Yes.
I think Kool-Aid's cool to chill out here, add on a second army well before, and just working on those upgrades. So I think the more time that it stays passive, it's gonna favor the Terran.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Teddy Bear's got a nice powering style here where his army is definitely competent to stop any push that comes out from the Terran. But yeah, if you wait long enough and Terran just maxed with upgrades, definitely 3 versus 3 base is not going to cut it. His Vulture's still being such a hassle. Kool-Aid doing a really good job moving these around. And yeah, this Arbiter tech is very late, I would say, for 3 base Arbiter. So he's going to have a bit of a tough time, I think, if Terran really hits his timing and comes out maxed. Okay, Vultures get engaging here. I mean, they're going to win that fight. Okay, no, they retreat.
I mean, it's okay. Like, it's these cheap units. You're on the map. It's buying time to keep that tank count going. Get these other upgrades. You see, charm boosters now being researched. So there's not gonna be any like real surprise things. But finally, it looks like another Nexus going down. It's going down at the natural of that top right base, and these patrolling vultures, I think, just barely not seeing it. Unfortunately.
Yeah, they're patrolling between two really weird locations, just like across the bridge, back over the bridge, across the bridge, back over the bridge. And yeah, that is unfortunate. They could have easily denied that probe and delayed this quite a bit if they were just chilling there. But nonetheless, Protoss will be taking this, and Spoon can be busting out of that pylon wall as well, I expect. Playing more mines, though. We see that Kool-Aid's got really good map vision just with mines and vultures running around. He kind of controls whether Protoss crosses the map or not.
Yeah.
And he's not building a 4th CC that we see yet, by the way. Not going for that 6 o'clock right away. In fact, he's cut SCVs, which is interesting to me. So I wonder if he's going to push maybe a bit faster than we would see normally, but at the same time not take a 4th base here. That's honestly looks like what it's going to be. Well, look at these vultures trying to sneak in and lay mines. Or will they get the Templar? Very nice pick off, and now they're going to run in and try and get probes. Oh, is that Zealot a hero? Yeah, mostly. He's 4/5 a hero. Maybe this wasn't quite worth it for Terran, though. Only one Templar. See how many probes he gets. Oh, 1. Yeah, no, I'm going to say I wasn't worth it, actually, because that's like 5 or 6 vultures, right? I like the attempt, though, and like if you pick up 2 Templars, I'd be like, nice.
I think there's...
Oh, no, look at that Templar, the Goon and Templar. Oh.
Okay, maybe you do kill that Citadel. Maybe it's starting to piss...
I didn't even see the DT, isn't that?
Oh no, that is brutal. So many is trapped here. Now, I actually would have loved this move from Kool-Aid to get those vultures in to buy some time. He has an SCV over at the 9 o'clock. I thought that maybe it was the opportunity to get a 4th base up as well, but doesn't take an opportunity for that. Look at these probes. They're on the edge of death. How did they not get caught?
These are badass probes. They fear no death. Like, oh my god. They're probably, in real life, they're probably like sweating as they're going past there, like, oh my god, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me.
They're robots, man. They don't have sweat. There's no fear.
You think they're not sweating when they go past that many vultures, robots or not? Come on.
No, I could hear them like mumbling some like text-to-speech stuff. Vultures moving forward into the Protoss army, losing a bunch of units for free. Good mines take a couple zealots at least, getting something, but not a lot of. I think the move to try to get some lines made.
Supply though. Look at the supply. It's almost even. This is really terrifying right now for Protoss with no Arbiter out yet. Okay, he does destroy a pylon to try and free his trapped units, and it worked. So he's got these few extra units. He has one Templar with Storms just coming from that trap location. The Arbiter just finishes. Oh, Terran needs to siege up. He needs to be careful here. Terran's in a great position, but he just needs to get the right engage.
Well, he's just buying time. Look at the top right base. Vulture drop. And remember, those cans are at the entrance, not in the mineral line. So
my friend, that is not a vulture drop. That is not a vulture drop. That is a tank drop. Big stasis going down. The engagement's happening in the middle of the map. 4 tanks of stasis. Oh, these vultures getting a bit spread out. Not that many mines on the central location Protoss is attacking in. Where are all the tanks? This is really not that many tanks. Nice storms going down. Those zealots melting quickly to all those vultures, though. More are coming in. And there's so many goons to back this up. I don't think the few unstasis tanks are going to be enough. Oh, it's so close.
I mean,
yeah, it looks like Protoss will power through and occupy those stasis units.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, the siege tank drop is starting to go to work.
Yeah, all the probes got pulled pretty quickly there. I don't know if there's any massive losses. This fight in the middle of the map going very evenly between two sides. It looks like when these tanks get on stasis, they will survive just barely. And just like you were mentioning before about that supply, still even. They don't care. Now it's just not near max, but still the same number. And you look at the situation, it's not like a lot of gateways got added on. The Arbiter's getting queued up and continuously made, but still. Ooh, great storm, though. Not quite enough, but damn, that was good.
These tanks in the top right took out like 4 probes and 2 goons, so that's actually probably not bad. If Terran can just lay heaps of mines and cut off Protoss from coming north, and he can just come and siege these bases slowly, I think he has this, but he still has no 4th base, so this has to work. Looks like he's going for the throat instead, trying to come into the natural here. No vessel around yet. He got the science facility. Oh, it's stuck in the base. He didn't rally it out. That's unfortunate. But yeah, he's getting on this deadly high ground location. There's not that much Protoss army here. More of it trying to steam down from the top. No mines in their way, unfortunately. There are a heap of vultures here. Terran not really paying attention to these tanks. They're just running in. Okay, here we go.
Some goons outside the bridge. They came from the other base. They're going to be able to get around in a decent spot. The vultures getting killed off pretty evenly. All the forces pretty spread out from both sides here. I think Kool-Aid still in a reasonable position here. Hasn't lost any tanks, but if they keep losing vultures, they're going to start losing control of this area as Zealots reinforce.
Yeah, and honestly, we see Teddy Bear doesn't have that much of a bank right now. Kool-Aid does. So macro favoring Teddy Bear at this point. We see he's pulling ahead a bit now, 30 up in supply. But Terran has this stranglehold position. I feel like if Terran just carefully inches his way forward, though, he can really take a leap in this game. It's hard to spread all those vultures around lane mines, which finally he's doing now. So he's cutting off circulation for this north base, which is what he needed to do. Reinforcing constantly here, but he needs that vessel. Because, like, honestly, just the cloak alone makes this quite difficult, and another stasis is going to come in soon, and that can really tilt the engagement in Protoss' favor easily.
Yeah, also just being able to have the detection start clearing out some of these observers. Very good observer vision in the middle of the map, kind of seeing exactly what Goulet's doing. So both players decide to take more bases. The mineral only in the top right being taken by Teddy Bear, the 9 o'clock being taken by the Terran player. And it looks like Goulet's going to keep pushing in a little bit further. Has plenty of tanks and trying to go in through.
Boom. Nice stasis on back 2 tanks there. Well, we've got to fly away from these turrets, though. They're about to finish.
It's a lot of mines. It's a lot of mines.
A very narrow engagement angle for the Protoss, trying to get through here and then up onto the ramp. The tanks just shelling from high ground. The Vulture's got mine drag again. Oh, that Templar got destroyed, but there's so many tanks up on this high ground. Protoss has no hope of busting that. Oh, and he lost both his Arbiters. Honestly, I think that's the real big story there, is he lost both those Arbiters, so there's no option for him to recall out anytime soon. He's not going to have any more stasis. So now this Terran position here is becoming unbreakable. I would say, you know, at this point, you're like, okay, I'm going to prepare to retreat up my ramp, get a couple cannons there, get the Templars there. Oh my god, these probes. How are these probes so brave? And yet they... Oh, okay, they're going to turn around.
Well, these ones are smart. They're not going to risk that much death here. But that main for the Protoss is about to mine now. He's got to be able to get another base and transfer those workers out at some point here. Goulet just put his foot down outside the natural. Going to be able to at least stop reinforcements from production while they take another base on the top left.
Goulet doing a really good job here transferring SCVs as well. You see, you know, he split them between the 2 patches and everything, so he's looking really strong right now. Protoss needs a move here, alright? Like, if the game continues in this manner, Terran's got this, I think. So Protoss needs to make something happen. He's got a bunch of Templars coming up. The Vultures find them. Okay, but they're unable to take any of them out. This flanking force may be the move he needs, but he's getting stuck in the natural here. Uh-oh. Okay, here comes... Oh, the mine's doing so much damage.
I mean, you see small reinforcements from Protoss from the top right base, but that's not enough to kind of break through the situation. There's still a lot of units here from Goulet. He's not clumping them for any big stasis or storm to maybe get anything. It's not like it's a lot of zealots either. More reinforcements from both sides, and these units are trying to come down and help, getting caught out. Decent storm on the bridge, but there's still just not enough units here for Teddy Bear. He's going to try to break out, though, and see how much damage he can get done, but you can see it's just not enough units.
Yeah, there's so many tanks in the back here. That is a hopeless charge by those goons. So, yeah, I think Terran is going to be able to push forward and take out this natural at least, and kind of contain this production. Yeah, with his 4th base up, he's looking very hairy for Protoss. I mean, what's to stop him from taking the 6? I guess he has that 5th in the top left, so he's not going to take the 6. But, yeah, that'd be a very easy location for him to take later. Protoss, yeah, I do like that Protoss continue to expand and grab this mineral only, but there's no probes there. That's the only problem right now.
Yeah, I mean, when things get saturated, I think this will be reasonably okay, but that main did mine out. They got to be able to get things out here. And you can see the naturals kind of running on fumes as well.
Oh, EMP? No EMP. Or is it? Okay, the vessel's just chilling. Finally, the shuttle returns. I don't know how long it's been sitting in the middle of the map, but here it is. Going to try and drop some zealots here. Well, it's a suicide mission with all those turrets.
There is turrets. Ooh, he does get them all out. Does a little bit of damage here, but still just so many tanks, not particularly grouped up in a terrible way. Yeah, this Templar stepping a little too far forward here. And you can see it's just going to be hard to accumulate any amount of units. You see even the Dragoons being reinforced from the top right. It's just so few here. Goulet's got great map control. That supply is literally even.
Nice EMP there. Gets the Templar and the Nexus. Unfortunately, the Arbiter getting away scot-free though, and almost enough energy for a recall. So if Protoss can get his army on the high ground, that might potentially be an escape here. But no, they keep rallying down. It's so hard to redo your rallies in the middle of game here. Looks like there's a small Protoss force going to the top left, and this is why you don't really take this top left base.
It's so easy for Protoss just to get a counter attack. No, actually, just going to the 12. I take it back. Oh, or are they? Yeah, because there's no defense there, right? He can just deny that base completely, and that will be a bit of a blow. Even at the 9 o'clock, there's really no defense if you move down
look at this Arbiter move to the top right. I think he's going to recall probes.
Nice. That's
smart. That's heads up thinking.
Recall has only military applications. It's like, you know, Terran's like, let our inspectors in. We suspect you're developing recall technology, and the Protoss is like, it's for civilian applications. That's what's happening in this game. Okay, Vulture's coming in to try and defend this top left, and I think there will be enough of them actually, especially with 3-3 now. Protoss with 3-3 himself, but as we all know, that's much better for Terran. But yeah, they will clean up these zealots pretty soon, I think.
Yeah, I mean, end of the day, the probes got out, so at least the top right bases are good, but all the production's down here, and there's a great setup for Kool-Aid. The reinforcements are going to have a very hard time actually getting out on the map. Vulture's going to manage to get another Templar kill that was trying to walk to the top right area. But really, the only defense you see here is a couple Zealots and Cannons. This isn't anything substantial.
Yeah, I mean, how many gates has he got there? Only 7 gateways. Not that he has a huge economy anyway. Oh, he's building a fleet beacon as kind of a last-ditch effort here, but I don't think he's going to have the money for carriers. Terran bring 3 tanks up here. Oh, and this might be the end. If he takes out this Nexus, Protoss is pretty much done, I think. Templar kind of works way out. Okay, 3 Arbiters though. How long does it take to kill 3 tanks? I'm going to say a lot longer than it takes 3 tanks to kill a Nexus.
I don't think they're going to be able to kill before Goliath manages to get here.
Oh, he stays his own Arbiter.
Oh, that's a rough one to go through here.
Is there a Goliath on the way though? You assume the Terran sends one.
I don't see one, but I think you would have time to get one. It's that level of bad sometimes. You see just more pressure. More pressure just being put on this area. That Nexus did end up falling, so now we're back down to 2 base here, but situation Kool-Aid could just keep pressuring, either cut off all the reinforcements on the bottom or try to pressure this natural Nexus as well, just keep hurting the Protoss opponent. Supply heavily in the base.
There's no detection here, and he's kind of just streaming in. Terra not reacting, unfortunately, with scans. Okay, there goes the scan. But Protoss Army is already getting in close. Nice storms going down. I mean, you know when Protoss is low on money, they just start spamming Templars, but it's working very well. He's actually going to clean this up, I think. Or maybe not, actually. There's only 3 goons left. I saw there's Templars, I'm like, oh yeah, it looks like Protoss Army's big, but they're only Templars with no energy, so they don't really count, I guess.
Well, also,
still, though, no scan.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta look at the supply though. It's severely down for Protoss, and it's still like a high worker count. This army is much less intimidating than it looks, especially with how many arbiters are on the field. Stasis and Storm are magic, but there's a certain level of magic that you can achieve, and I think this is just a little bit out of reach here for Protoss, as Kool-Aid going to keep pushing forward, keep trading units very easily here, as they just have a much better position on the map.
Yeah, I like Kool-Aid's really patient here. He's not pulling his army away from the bottom right either. He just keeps trading up in the top right because he knows he's in a head position. Oh, that Templar Storm. Storm. Is that a ghost I see? What is going on?
Is that a
Dude,
ghost?
He's researching lockdown. He is researching lockdown right now.
I mean, did he scan the carriers? Maybe
he must have. He must have. Damn, I like it. That's a sick move. I mean, you can lock down arbiters too. That's also pretty strong.
Don't you listen to the viewer analyst? That is the move. That's how you stop arbiters. Why do you keep complaining about how strong arbiters are?
Yeah, I guess I'm just bad and I'm trying to use vessels like an idiot. Well, I mean, arbiter costs 350 gas and a ghost costs 75. It seems pretty good on paper, right?
No.
No?
No, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say shenanigans. That hurt my soul to watch. Well, hey, at least they still have an attack. At least they could do something. But you can tell that Protoss is on those last legs. When they're making Archons for units just to have something to fight with, that's like really a situation that you never want to be seeing here. And I saw reinforcements try to come from the main, but because Kool-Aid never backed off that position, all these tanks killed a bunch of Zealots the moment they hit the field. They didn't even get to the bridges before they got taken out.
Oh my god, look at this standoff between this cloaked Protoss army and these tanks. Okay, finally the Protoss realizes, yes, he locked down 1 low energy arbiter. Nice. EMP'd the rest. Where is his army? He must have more units somewhere. There's some chilling down over the bridges in the bottom right. A couple of units hang around the top left. But I think Terran has enough here that he's going to push forward and deny this Nexus once again. First carriers are out. He's not building that many ghosts. I mean, they only cost 1 supply, so you might as well spam a few of those out if you're going to use them.
Yeah, I mean, there is 2 carriers done now, and it's starting to work in the production. Double Cybernetics Core working on the air upgrades as well. And like you're saying, there's not a whole lot of anti-air here. It's starting to look like they're starting to get added on, and the EMP is still very strong. But that position keeps getting worse and worse here. You see Teddy Bear even trying to get another Nexus at that mineral only, but there's no way he's ever going to get workers out there to actually do anything with it.
Yeah. One problem with the carriers here, though, is they have 0-0, while these Goliaths have 3-3. So that's going to be very tough. Okay, Terran trying to get in here, but he's losing a lot of vultures here. To be honest, Terran's bank is not as big as I would expect. He hasn't transferred all his idle STVs, so the mining's kind of dropping off here. I'm amazed that Terran doesn't have like a whole heap of money saved up at this point, but he's been trading kind of constantly.
Well, we see the ultimate I'm a patient Terran move in that production tab. Here comes a nuclear silo. This ghost getting extra
silos. Whoa.
Which, I mean, I guess that's okay. You got your opponent turtled up here.
Oh my god, He listened to me. I said I wanted to see a nuke in CPL. He's my goddamn hero. Looks like he's going to do that to take out this Protoss base. I mean, I have my doubts, though, because Protoss could even just, like, stasis the Ghost and then goodbye nuke, you know?
Well, also, it's just going to be hard, like, because if nukes are a reasonable option here, how are you ever going to get carriers in place to defend? How are you going to be able to do any of these kind of moves that would maybe help get you out here?
Carriers, here they come. Where's the Ghosts? This is what you need the Ghost for. Where are they at? Two coming from the bottom of the map, but is there time? EMP misses one of the carriers. In fact, I think it missed both. I think that one just got shot. Okay, now EMP lands. But this carrier's pulling back to the Protoss army, which is what you want to do. The Arbor even cloaking them.
Yeah, almost enough for a stasis. That might be enough to help if you can stasis all this anti-air here, but they're going to die.
Here come the Ghosts. Oh, lockdown. One. Oh, it dies instantly. But okay, it does 2 lockdowns, and one of them is still alive to be killed. Nice. Yeah, well, you think the trade's bad with Arbiters and Ghosts? Like, how much does a carrier cost? And the Ghost is only 25.75. So suddenly, Protoss resistance is evaporating here after revealing his carriers. Oh, nice stasis, though. Can abuse Cloak now. Needs to get that Arbiter in position, though. That's so many tanks coming up.
Yeah, I mean, really, this is just such a hard position. You see Teddy Bear slowly losing out things. He's just not going to be able to reinforce here. And even the money at this natural is starting to wane out. No way to get out on the map here. And Kool-Aid, I think, kind of just coasting their way to a victory, just waiting to see them close it out. Still very patient. I like that they're not over-chasing and giving an opportunity for the Protoss. They're just going to choke them out nice and proper here. Wow, even a Corsair got made. Oh, that's a no-no.
I think that was a misclick. Yeah.
That's a no-no.
Well, you got to hit those vessels somehow, right? Yeah, I mean, even if Terran wasn't taking out this Nexus, it's about to mine out anyway. There's no other place for Pros to expand. Okay, the Goliath's unstasis. Again, I say you really need to make like a higher number of Ghosts, though. So we have like 4 or 5 here. GG. Alright, Teddy Bear taps out.
Alright, pretty convincing win from the Terran player there. They just went to a reasonably long macro game. I feel like the Arbiter tech was either late or just not enough bases faster. There was a period of time where it was 3 base versus 3 base, while Terran was just cooking, and there's nothing happening. And I'm pretty sure Kool-Aid was happy to see that.
Well, I think Protoss went for just like a mini gate style, and he didn't really have an opportunity to attack. I mean, you could try and force it, but if then you lose all your army, obviously that goes badly as well. So I think it's just the steady, patient play from Kool-Aid. That's exactly what he needed there. And even when he pushed, you see, he really took his time getting in there, and it paid off. I'm so sad those nukes didn't finish, though. I was like, finally, my wish is granted, but there was no time. They just take so long, you know? You got to get the covert ops and like start those nuke silos. Build the nuke takes the longest of all. Why did Blizzard make it so hard to use them?
I mean, because think of how upsetting they are to casual players, man. Like you got to remember, casual players play the game too. It's not just about the high end ghosts.
Players use them the most because good players know that they're not really practical.
Yeah, but imagine if casual players, like if they were fast to build and easy. We'll introduce players, then we can talk about that. In the top right, in the orange, it's a Teddy Bear, currently down 1 game. And in the bottom left, in that pale blue, it's Kool-Aid. Looking very strong on circuit breakers, but this is Eclipse. This is a map where shenanigans can happen, and if you just lost like a nice long game, we'll see what the...
Did you say shenanigans?
I did. I could have analyzed that instead of just guessing. Well, every time I see this kind of proxy move, it's right to the right of the Terran base, below that high ground pod, and that like off area. That seems to be the proxy place of choice. Now I'm expecting gateways. It's so good here to like just get them.
Gas steal. He could just be going for a gas steal, but look, he's sending a second probe, and that makes me think he is going to proxy because that second probe is going to be the scout. Oh, I'm not sure now. Yeah, he's going to go for a proxy here. If Terran's really slack, he can gas steal as well. Okay, the second pro is going to be the builder, the first pro is going to be a scout. So yes, as you mentioned, shenanigans, because this is indeed a 2-player map. That depot position is looking good, though. It's Kool-Aid going to have the SimCity he needs. Okay, he's going to go for the gas steal too. Okay, but that is going to delay his first gateway. I don't think getting the simulator before the gate is such a good move, because it's really going to slow it down a lot. You can continue to make probes here. So a bit indecisive here. Barracks starting up.
I mean, I would say there is a point, though, where if he didn't take it then, he probably wasn't going to get it. So you got to make the choice. And you see Kool-Aid, he's looking for it. He finds that pylon almost immediately. Gets to see the gateway go down. Teddy Bear saying, I don't care if you know, this is happening.
Well, about the gas steal, I would say yes and no. Like on a map like Eclipse, Terran's probably like expecting it, and if you don't show up super early, maybe they'll be able to deny it. But if in normal play, if he's doing a normal build, you will have time barely. If you like the probe arrives just at the right moment. So I don't know. I mean, that probe and SCV battle raging over at that gateway. I mean, he can bring in these 2 probes to help fight, right? So it's still a bit intimidating for Terran. We'll see his responses to seeing that. Yeah, I love it. Second barracks, exactly what you want here, especially against proxy. Because if you can push out, kill that gateway, what's Pro's going to be doing at home? Like, he's going to have no defense. Even getting another depot next to that gas. Now, we're going to see what I was talking about last round. This isn't actually a micro spot. With that assimilator, it actually makes the Zealot able to fit there. I don't think Kool-Aid knows this.
Well, if you didn't know, I'm going to assume a lot of players don't know. That's one of those unfortunate things that the raw terrain compared to the building, not the same size for no reason at all. One of the probes does go down to an SCV behind the mineral line, so a little bit of that fighting force maybe getting taken out here. You can see the SCV is still trying to work on the pylon, doing reasonable damage, but actually buying a little bit of time. This Zealot doesn't know if he wants to charge in right away or try to defend this pylon instead as more units are getting made. But this is giving Kool-Aid plenty of time to get prepared.
Yeah, you know, this is looking pretty bad for Protoss because Terran has like this, you know, this mess of buildings. Zealot's gonna have a hard time running around, and he's already double pumping Marines. What are you gonna do with one gateway? And like the cyber only just starting for Protoss, so this is really looking good for Terran. If he just build up a bunch of Marines, come out and Marines to for that gateway, he's probably gonna go ahead and finish him off. Oh, he needs to pay attention though. Don't want to lose any Marines. Oh, he loses one. Okay, the Zealot already put it to work.
Well, second Zealot's coming in. These Marines are pretty bold, not near their buildings. Has to be careful not to lose too many of these while they're trying to kill that assimilator.
Other than that first Marine, that was not so good micro, but otherwise he's doing pretty well. But yeah, this is the problem. This isn't actually a good spot here because they can come underneath the barracks. Oh, has to be careful. He pulls back. Oh, those 2 Marines in so much danger. Okay, but they pull back. Very nicely done. Really denying these Zealots so far. Okay, now we can just fight them, I think. Yeah, so it's going to be 1 Marine for 2 Zealots. So he's looking good. Will he push out and take out this gateway? Yeah, there we go. He's pulling a few SCVs here. He decides this is his moment.
Yeah, even that scout
Another
that's...
gateway coming up in the Protoss main. Sorry,
I was going to say, there's a scout in the main seeing what's going on. More gateways going down.
Ooh.
But this pylon going to be able to be taken out. This gateway kind of going to be wasted minerals. This proxy did not do the damage Protoss was looking for here. It did force Kool-Aid to go bio, but I think here you got enough Marines and SCVs. And that scout was in the base seeing that you don't have anything. Like, you can be as aggressive as you want here. They killed a pylon. They don't even care about the gateway. They're going across the map.
Yeah, you can come across here and try and bust the ramp. Now, oh, he's going DT behind this, which is, of course, the classic follow-up when things don't go right. But I think Terran is going to arrive long before that, right? Getting a forge up as well, but he has no pylon to build cannons at the ramp. So there's no time for this. This Terran army is definitely going to hit long before that. And I don't see any probes getting pulled to this ramp. Okay, starts the pylon. Terran needs to get organized, though. The SCVs need to go in first, or the Zealot will do a lot of damage here. I mean, going up a ramp, how strong is it? Oh, the SCVs are in the back, like I was saying. And that Zealot enjoying high ground advantage. But here we go, he's going to get up the ramp. Now this is a lot scarier. Zealots are being continually produced here. If Terran can build a bunker next to these gateways, though, this is probably over. Okay, focusing that Zealot. A lot of probes being pulled. Very nice probe pull, getting on top of these Marines, doing a lot of damage. But yeah, that bunker I don't think will go up at all. Very nice job with the probes there. And that 1 green tank's well enough, I think, to clean this up.
Yeah, I think a little bit of an overcommitment there. Rushed it through, didn't micro the Marines in a decent spot, and these pros managed to get into a good fight here. As best of defense as you're going to get from pros in this situation, they still have the gateways up. That bunker not going to be able to complete. You can see Kool-Aid's units kind of getting whittled down here. But back at home, they still have plenty of money. They can go into a CC, they can develop it to a normal game. And the Citadel's done, but there's no Temple Archives. There's no threat for DTs anytime soon, given the situation.
Yeah, Protoss's economy is just complete trash right now. There you go, he does start it. Given, like, he only had 13 probes and he had to pull, like, 6 of them, so he wasn't even mining there for a bit with half his probes. But I don't know, Terran doesn't look like he's prepared for DT. He has an academy, but 1 scanner is really not enough. Like, it's very easy for Protoss to
Well, you're saying 1 scanner. Look at that barracks that's next to the thing. There's no scanner.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, he's going to build it now. But yeah, he's building the eBay, but is there going to be time to get turrets up? Maybe barely. But yeah, he really needs that scanner. Scanner would be pretty helpful. I know I'm saying it's insufficient, but it's better than nothing. So there it goes. Okay, Terran will probably be okay here, and honestly, Terran still looks like he's in a dominating position then because he's going to have this expansion up pretty soon. And Protoss really can't even start this Nexus until DT because there's just no way for him to defend it until then.
Yeah, and eBay's being made as well, so turrets back at home to prevent the counterattack. See, a probe is trying to move down. I think they're trying to just get a pylon build, but they're walking right into the Marines, turning right around, but not going to be able to get out. No Simpsons gift for you. Going to be able to get taken out very quickly. And you can see now a little bit of damage by an SCV being dealt to that gateway, just to make sure that doesn't get repowered DT shenanigans afoot. But still, lots.
Imagine that, like 20 minutes in the game, just repower that, start sending DTs out. That'd be amazing.
Oh, I've done that move before. That's a great move. That's
Nice.
that's definitely the move you want to go for. DTs did get on the map, and they're reasonably far apart here. I think you could work one on the army, try to go across the map. If there's only one scan, like, you might be able to get something. You can see that's exactly what's happening. The first one's going to start working there. A stim just to run away. A scan gets
not
used.
The best scan. Honestly, wasted a scan because you know you're never going to catch that like that. Oh no, it runs out. See, it's no use. The turret did not get built at the natural. Oh no, Terran's gonna have to like lift from this. Oh wait, no, there's one in the middle line. There's one in the middle line. Okay, maybe he's okay. But what units does he even have? He has one Marine that I can see. Okay, so he's trying to build this turret though. If the Marine is still in the bunker, he can probably take that. Oh, the turret's so close. Is he gonna finish it? Looks like he barely will. Okay, yeah, and this one Marine gonna have to do his best. SCVs will have to do the rest of the job here. Or maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just take it. Oh, a lot of damage going down right now. Okay, the Marines arrive home. Go kill it. Oh my gosh. Terran did not need to lose all these SCVs. He could have pulled them or fought back or anything. But 6 SCV kills on this DT. Really equalizing things. We see Protoss actually ahead in pros right now. Terran only producing SCVs in 1 gun. Excuse me. So that was a really, really good equalizing move by Protoss there.
Yeah, I actually like what we're seeing from Protoss. Not trying to get another Nexus. I think realizing it's like you're so committed on this biotech right now, leaning into it before the factories get online, going for Storm. Which this is like the main. You ever wonder like why don't people ever go bio in this matchup? Storm and Reavers is exactly the reason. Yeah, there's a good chance you're going to see a fight go very bad, and Teddy Bear can get a decent Storm off. It looks like that proxy gateway finally going to be taken down. This one SCV being a warrior, doing all the work itself. These Marines sitting at home lazy, saving their bullets for a fight later.
Yeah, he must be getting pretty tired because he's basically just like drilling through the whole thing, right? That's what he's doing. Okay, looks like Protoss, yeah. He's just going to come out like attack? No, maybe he will expand. Sending 2 more DTs out. I don't know about this. Terran actually putting some Reavers in the main, preparing for a drop here. I don't think 2 DTs would be able to like run in and kill the turret, but you never know. The Zealot Goon backing them up, maybe.
There's a decent amount of force moving across here, and you see one SCVs, they're kind of moving around, seeing like if there's some kind of shenanigans here, but they're not going to find anything, and there's not even a Nexus start back at home. Teddy Bear's just leaning in to make more units. Zealot legs nearing completion, so that might be what they're waiting for to kind of bust through this whole situation. With the barracks being lifted, that's going to make a pretty nice wall off, kind of slow all this down, as long as they get landed and put in a situation before the attack comes. But it looks like Protoss is going to try to push forward.
Yeah, these DTs are in the front though, and the turret not able to be taken out. With that much DPS on the Marines, Protoss just pulls back instantly.
It doesn't even try to get that scan off instead. And the SE.
Oh, look at the third, Protoss third. That's a very nice scout there.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate time. The SCV walks on in as the Nexus gets put down, so there's literally no way to hide that intention any more than you possibly can. Haven't even cut down unit production just to get this started. It looks like Teddy Bear, everything they can try to do something, get back in this game a little bit. This scouting from these SCVs is doing great work.
Damn, this SCV right now.
Yo, it sees the Nexus. It saw the Nexus at the natural.
The whole Protoss army is like, come back here, you little shit. Don't report that back to Terran HQ. Oh my gosh, how is he still alive? Someone kill this SCV. Oh my god, he's gonna start building like a factory in your main at this rate. Wow, he just sees like absolutely everything. It's like, you know, on his bucket list, he can tick off Protoss base. I've been there, I've seen the sights.
I mean, this is why Terran doesn't even need scan. Look at this. You just send one of the boys, it's impossible to kill.
The bulls, tick that off, you know. They have Zealots after him. Oh, the dodge! He's still alive. He's got +1, he doesn't have +1, so he can take 1 more hit. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this.
Like, it gets to the point where I'm watching this SCV for too long, but I need to see it die. Come on, 1 more punch, that's 2 health. This is ridiculous. Finally taken out. Now, back at
Oh my
home
God.
during all that, third CC being started up at the top side of the main, so he's going to be able to fly over to that 9 o'clock base. Both sides kind of accumulating a little bit of force here, but there's only 2 factories with add-ons. It doesn't look like there's any armories on the way either. So it's kind of a little bit of a biomech at the moment, still having a decent amount of Marines and medics live from earlier. But at least it's no vultures, not going to be able to get a lot of vision and control on the map. But you see that pros are just doing their best, trying to recover.
Oh, these probes once again slipping past the vulture in the nick of time. Damn. Yeah, I don't think Protoss can really bust this, even with 4 storms available, or what is it, like 5 storms. I still don't really see it happening. It's just a bit too tough to get in there. And yeah, Terran going to land this third CC, I think, right away. So it's still looking actually surprisingly, even given how this started. The only thing is probe count is quite low. Terran were producing SCVs constantly from 2 CCs. They were, I think, pulling ahead quite nicely, but they're just maintaining a slight advantage.
I mean, realistically, though, like, this game is pretty even. I don't know how, though. It's really just from that the bio attack that went into the main and got cleaned up by the pros. I think there's a great opportunity for Kool-Aid to play that a little more patiently, but they overcommitted, got caught out, and they're still in a good spot. They're up on supply, they're up on workers, they're adding on factories now, working on the armory tech as well. So it's not like the situation's bad for them, but like this is the kind of game. It's like you had a great opportunity, something went wrong. If something happens later in this game and you lose, in a series, that's a tilter. Like, you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, remember how game 1 went, though, so Teddy Bear already trying, like, unorthodox strategies after that. 2 Stargates going down right now, and we don't see a Tribunal. I wonder if this is actually just going to be straight into carriers. The only reason I'm not, like, saying straight now this is carriers is because I'm thinking, okay, this map, in this situation, carriers? Is that what we're doing? Or did he just forget his Arbiter Tribunal? That's the other possibility.
I honestly don't think I hate the idea of carriers here. But without seeing the weapons upgrade, you do. Okay, well let me sell it. Let me sell it to you first. Okay.
Go on.
You saw how this game opened. It went bio, and then you're going into tank production. You got a low factory count. You're trying to get that siege, the siege tank count up. You're trying to get these vultures up for the map control. Goliaths naturally are probably a little bit far away, and we are seeing that fleet beacon being made another Stargate as well. So it is going to end up being that kind of carrier tech instead. Now, the reason I'm thinking this might be okay is just you might be able to catch out the anti-air because the armor is slow, so the weapons upgrade are slow. The Goliaths are probably not going to get added on to begin with. I did see a scan though, and it was pretty far over to the left. It sees 1 Stargate being made, but doesn't see the other 2. It doesn't see the fleet beacon.
He didn't see the Cyber either, so you can see that spin, which is a different.
No, this is all the positioning that Teddy Bear put everything in, working out perfectly for some hidden carrier nonsense. I love the decision, whether this was thought out or just kind of a happy accident. I still love what we're seeing here.
Well, he was getting it started on the other game, so maybe this is just like a common thing he does, trick his opponent. Yeah, I suppose with the surprise element, it can always work. I mean, look at this bunker at the 3rd. I love this. This actually makes it so hard to get in here. Because, you know, if you only have, like, tanks or whatever, if you run past a bunch of zealots, suddenly it's a bit annoying, but with the bunker, there's just no way. Especially with stim, right? 4 Marines stimmed in a bunker is actually really strong.
It looks like a lot of factories being added on, going up to 8 factories. Only 2 are going to have add-ons, but still, adding on a lot of opportunity to get some muscle on. Another armory going down, so I think Kool-Aid's preparing for a long game, and hopefully this does buy him plenty of time to scan those carriers, get an idea what's going on, especially since Teddy Bear's not on the map at all. He hasn't really seen Dragoon pressure or any of this kind of stuff. Even this Vulture up at the top side is going to be taken out by a bunch of speed zealots, not a single Dragoon to see.
Yeah, I mean, with the carriers coming out right, he has to put a bit of resources into those, but he's still making Templars, getting a shuttle here. I mean, Storm drops are really strong.
There's the scans to see the
tech. With that?
Yeah, he scanned the main multiple times just to confirm it does see the cyber core, the fleet beacon, has a full idea what's going on now, and with all these factories being added on, could easily switch to a ton of Goliath production. Teddy Bear unfortunately getting caught out here, but it decides to double down on some nonsense. It just takes the top left base. It doesn't matter that it's not safe. He doesn't care. He's just going to take it.
Honestly, at this point, I like it. Look at this shuttle coming in, though. There's a couple of turrets there. But to be honest, the number of SCVs that are natural is pretty low. So I guess Terran already mitigating the damage a bit just by virtue of not actually having that many SCVs. But here we go.
Yeah,
they come in ready to drop. Ooh.
One turret's not going to be enough to slow it down. Good reaction to pull it.
Oh, they got stuck
well,
though.
yeah, I was like,
Damn.
it was almost a nice pull. It almost
That was
worked out.
such a fast reaction, but yeah, I don't know why they got stuck there. It was kind of weird. Maybe he like gave them command after walking them. They were getting stacked up there, but the Terran army is already in position now. Now, where are the Goliaths? He needs to reinforce the Goliaths here, or the first carriers are just going to destroy all these tanks. But this is a lot of tanks. I don't know how many interceptors are actually built. Can he actually just get in here and blast everything before the interceptors are even built? The Storm Drops coming in for a second round there, and a very small Protoss army going for a counterattack, but the carriers are revealed. The Bio going to do what it can, but it's really not enough Marines for this kind of job. You need more if you want to do it just with Bio. This is why I need the Goliaths out. Okay, that Protoss counterattack, I'm not really sure what the plan is about. That's just going to get destroyed.
I mean, even if it just...
see the top left. Sorry.
No, that's a great... there is cans there to help defend that, but still, like... You get I think just trying to counterattack, trying to buy times. Like, you need to get the next set of carriers up. You need to build those interceptors.
Oh, huge storm in the natural kills a bunch more ACVs and vultures. Okay, yeah, definitely getting worth it now. Five zealots coming up to this third base, but I think with that bunker there, they will actually get repelled pretty easily. Well, that bunker's actually empty, so I take it back. Damn.
The threat of a bunker, not enough.
Yeah. And now this is getting a bit hairy. Terran have to focus on defending all this, like, little attacks. And he's really not able to push this army forward until now. Okay, I think some of the interceptors must have got taken out by this Bio, because I see there's not that many right now. Actually, so I guess I was wrong. He actually did have enough Marines where he can really just deny this. And it's working very well so far. He needs to be careful he doesn't expose himself for a storm, though. Here comes that Templar. Oh! Oh my god. There. Well, that's that. That's the Bio. So now what anti-air does he have? Still no Goliaths with that army.
I mean, they're starting production back at home, but like I said, there's just not. Yeah, it's gonna clean up all these tanks. It's gonna get so much map control here. Even if the supply is still favoring Kool-Aid here with the even map workers, like there's nothing really here to stop these carriers. 4 already made are in the middle map. There's more being accumulated in the top right. And you can just see that now with that top left base trying to get reinforced, having a couple cans to help defend it. Siege tanks are over there, but still, there's just nothing to really stop these carriers. Whatever they want to go do, I think they can achieve it. And they're even going to find a couple tanks, but they don't want to stop and kill those.
Yeah, they have other jobs to do. They're going to go over and save this top left, which I don't think the Terran is in range of the next, but nonetheless. Okay, Terran coming in for round 2 here with a bunch of vultures, but only a couple of Goliaths. And like the number of carriers here, there's already 4 carriers here, so he really needs quite a few Goliaths to deal with this. And I don't think he's coming enough, so this is ultimately just another offering for the Protoss, but the carriers are out of position actually. So if he can kill this natural before Protoss return, nice storms though. Oh my god, taking out all those tanks, that's actually really critical here. If there's no tanks here, it's not that hard for Protoss to deal with at the end of the day. But the Templars getting taken out, the Vulture's coming to the main as well. A lot of probes are probably going to go down here.
They say a lot of probes, there just wasn't a lot of probes there to begin with, it doesn't look like. So
well,
what's there?
Then.
Yeah, what's getting there is getting cleaned up, but still, the situation is not bad. DT is actually doing a good job defending. Finally, a scan goes down, but I think this unit is starting to get repelled here, but a lot of economic damage done. But still, all those carriers on the map feeling good. Lots of interceptors, and those air upgrades are churning through. They're going to be nearing completion soon, so I think there's a lot of damage being done for the Terran, but I wouldn't say he's in a winning position just yet. He still has to survive.
Well, this third, there's a few turrets here. Not enough to really repel this, but the Goliath trying to get up here. This bunker actually turning out to be a real hindrance because stopping these Goliaths from getting in here. I don't think Terran actually has enough to stop this. I think he's going to lose this third, and that really still does give Protoss a chance. Oh my gosh, the observatory slowing and chipped down by 1 Vulture while this is going on, by the way. Well, more Goliaths continue to come up here, but Protoss confidently stepping forward, and I think that's justified because we've got 7 carriers here. A lot more Goliaths reinforcing suddenly, actually, and Protoss forced to retreat. The mineral count is very low for Protoss, so actually replacing these interceptors is becoming a problem. That said, Terran's economy is not great either. We see he's hardly mining at this third. Most of his CVs are like idle at his natural and main. Okay, these carriers kind of need to, find their courage and deal with those 4 Goliaths. You just pull back the instrument, they can take that out. Okay, looks like they're going to take it out.
Yeah, like it's not the.
Have 1-1.
Yeah, it's 1-1, so the Terran's not like particularly strong. That bio stop off really slowed down the armories and to get everything going.
DT swarm, you see this?
Well, the point is you don't, but I do. It's pretty awesome. DT carrier. This is like the angriest Protoss build I've ever seen in my life. The one carrier does go down. 6 still pretty healthy. But here comes the DTs. The scan does go down, but now the distraction. What are the Goliaths going to fight? They got to fight the DTs. A lot of them getting cleaned up.
Well,
but
if it was Zealot Goon, it would have a lot more HP to chew through. But as it stands, the DTs is getting annihilated. Really, not even getting a shot off before they get shot down. And Terran's sending just a tiny force up to the top left. This is exactly what he needs to do because Protoss. I say a tiny force. Actually, he's not even going there. That tank's going who knows where. If Terran is able to send a couple of units to the top left, Protoss cannot commit the carriers that far out of position, right? So it's going to put Protoss in an impossible position. Protoss does have a good number of probes mining there as well right now. Oh my gosh, he's just building a turret there, but the DT swarm is going to come over. Okay, so if a bunch of Zealots is a football team, what is a bunch of DTs?
I have no idea, man. Like, there's gotta be like some like robbery, thieving. Like there's something. Like they're the street gang, just it's stealing wins from people that don't deserve to lose them. These carriers still trying to find opportunity to micro with the terrain, but there's a lot of Goliaths at this point. This is where you start considering: do you keep leaning into carriers, or do you go back into some kind of a ground army because you need something to help deal with these Goliaths? The one saving grace that still no more upgrades for the ground. It's still 1-1 with nothing even in production.
He's targeting carriers here and stepping onto the low ground, and the carrier's getting good damage while he's doing it. But he really, I think, just needs to step back and fight interceptors. But he will retreat and keep everything alive. Protoss keeping that lifeblood base, the top left still alive. By the way, Terran still has a CC in the bottom right and then cancelled it. I guess he's just going to do this up one instead. But unfortunate because the probe just
they got a CC made from the natural that's flying over to the bottom right now.
Oh, they do. Oh, that explains it. So he's going to start building turrets and stuff here. Okay. But Terran is actually really poor right now. I'm surprised because he's been mining with 3 bases without that much interruption aside from the storm drops. But I guess he had to make a lot of Goliaths, and he's made quite a few turrets to defend these carriers too.
I just keep getting amazed. I keep looking at these couple gateways, and it's just Templar.
Vulture.
All this
Templar. Sorry to interrupt you, but this is a big deal.
Actually, a lot of units moving, a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. The whole Terran army's coming, so never mind the single vulture. Oh, that vessel though. Oh, he was too young. But yeah, this base is going to fall, and that puts Protoss in a pretty tough spot. But Protoss actually built a nexus in front of all those SCVs in the bottom right. The DT swarm's going to come down here and shut this whole operation down. You're right, they are like the gang, because they're going to show up and be like, what's all this? You know, you're building a CC on our turf. I don't think so. The Goliath's trying to go up a single ramp here. There's really not that many left, and the Nexus is still alive. He really needs to make sure that dies. Okay, he will kill it here. But yeah, this bottom right falling is a big problem because Terran doesn't have that much mining left. Like, the Nat's going to mine out eventually, and then he's just got this third, which doesn't have that many minerals.
Well, look at the Terran army pushing into the natural. They took the ground forces. They went for a counterattack, abusing these slow pro-rush units. That top left base does go down. It looks like this natural is going to go down as well. There's enough force here that even if the Vulture's going into the main to looking for more probe kills, just decimating this word count over and over is buying time, though. The 8 carriers swarming on over to help defend. But still, a lot of aggression from both players. Very scrappy game. It's like, who's going to actually be able to set up their next base without getting it killed almost immediately?
Yeah, this is actually a really strong move, abusing that lack of position, because he can't really fight all these carriers, but if Protoss stops mining, like, he just can't make interceptors, right? So if Terran just keeps hitting one base then the other, the carriers can't keep up, and there's not much he can do. But now he's getting his army consolidated here. I don't know if he actually has enough Goliaths to fight this here, though. His upgrades are very poor. Only 1-1 right now. But at the same time, what's the Protoss actually on? The Protoss is on 1-2, or 2-1, I should say. That Nexus in the bottom right is going to get harassed by these vultures now. It's wearing like a CC hat. Okay, here come the Goliaths. Nice scan. But that's a lot of carriers. Yeah, I don't think Terran actually wants to fight here. I think he just wants to retreat, and like I was saying, just abuse the slow movement speed of carriers again by going somewhere else. Like, you know, bringing everything down to the bottom right, because DT's actually just cleaned up everything because he's trying to pay attention to this natural. The number of Goliaths is still decreasing, but I haven't seen a carrier die. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's still going to be a while here. I did see some Templars go down from Vulture, so no storms to help.
Oh my god, these DTs in the bottom right, they have so many kills. These DTs in the bottom right are carrying this game right now because Terran just not able to multitask in both locations trying to micro these Goliaths. But there's so few Goliaths left. This Terran army at the natural is going to get cleaned up. And then what does Terran have? He's trying to float a 4th base up to the 9th block. But I think as soon as Protoss realize about it, just come over and swat it down.
Yeah, I think realistically, too, if you just think about where this game was before, the supply for Kool-Aid was up pretty consistent, like 40 supply throughout this whole game, but finally the carrier fleet broke through. the army wasn't consolidated enough, killed off the anti-air. Now Teddy Bear has a supply lead, and like, yeah, you've done a lot of economic damage. He's lost some nexus, but he still has a base mining, and he just has an army that's gonna be sort of deal with since it's ahead on upgrades, and he just keeps adding DTs to his ground army. It's the wildest thing.
Well, there is no force on the map that can contest these carriers, so wherever they go, Terran is going to die. So Terran needs to find a way to win without actually confronting them. Pylon wall going down the bottom right. Terran, hindsight is 2020, and we also have map hacks. But I think the best thing for Terran to be doing right now would be sending everything to the bottom right, basically, to kill that. Because you can just land there right after. If this CC dies, so be it. Because he just can't fight these carriers. It's just futile to even try. 8 carriers versus how many Goliaths? Like 5 Goliaths? Yeah, this is just going to be a slaughter. That DT getting a decent drag. But yeah, look how many interceptors there are. There's no way to stop that. They just swarm in and then there's nothing left, you know?
Yeah, even investing in some cannons to help defend these other bases, so that positioning abuse is going to be a lot harder to do here. Vulture's trying to sneak around, do whatever chip damage they can, but at a certain point, like, this army is not something you can out-harass with some Vultures. Like, you really got to be careful here. These carriers still not losing anything. The CC does go down. And you can see Kool-Aid's got to figure out how they're going to stay alive. They keep losing big swaths of things without getting any damage done in return.
Yeah, and the CC getting bullied away by these cannons. Once again, he's going for the counter-attack in the natural, which I think is a decent move, but there's no mining going on here. Oh, these DTs doing so much damage. Oh, okay, mine goes off. Takes out a couple of them. I mean, money-wise, it was cost-efficient for Terran, but the fact is Terran just doesn't have that much mining right now. And he doesn't have any scope to take a fourth base, so he can't be taking that kind of trade.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Teddy was actually cleaning up these turrets. This kind of just taking some free damage that you don't really need to be worrying about right now. But still, getting a lot of damage done here. Keeping these carriers alive. He still has all 8 of them. And back at home, what's coming back? More carriers. Double down. Going up to 10. This is going to be great.
Well, Terran just doesn't have the money to deal with this, right? He's only mining from 1 actual gas. Like 2 depleted, 1 actual. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. There's a gas at the... Oh, there's only 2 on gas at the natural. That's why he's been so short on gas. So he can't really afford that many Goliaths up until now. And yeah, this bottom right base is a real problem. It's really keeping Protoss in this game. Oh, losing a free tank also not a good time.
Rough spot here. Now, like, it's hard to think of how Kool-Aid is going to be able to get out of this. I think, like, your attempt here, because that bottom right base is going to be hard to break through, but it is just cans. It's not like anything substantial. Yeah. So maybe try
3 DTs. Don't say those DTs aren't substantial. They have 15 kills between the 3 of them.
Well, I'm saying on the map. Like, on the map, there's no real presence, so it's like maybe trying to pressure the bottom right and then re-expand the top left here. You see the attempt to get that CC going again at the 9 o'clock base, but it's just a matter of time before the army does come here. And look, the carriers and Temple are escorting the probes down to that bottom base as Kool-Aid...
Oh, watch us see it. They're going to try and do what they can. Need to target the probes, though. Well, actually, getting the DT is not bad either. Oh my god, there's so many Templars there. Okay, the Vultures don't actually see it. Terran trying to move up with a little force to this 12 o'clock, actually, and he might actually be able to get in there, or at least bait the carriers away. A lot of Goliaths waiting to ambush here. Look at that position. That's really interesting. Although, if carriers come on the high ground, they're going to be sad. Terran's scanning like a madman. I'm not sure what he's looking for right now. He's trying to look for the Protoss army, I think.
Yeah, he's not scanning for other base or anything like that. Doesn't know where these carriers are, so doesn't know where he should be aggressive. The tank's sieging in a storm, taking so much damage. Oh, that Templar is doing great work to defend here. Just by itself, it's all you really need. Another storm going down. It looks like all those tanks get cleaned up by one dude behind a bunch of little pylons.
Yeah, that's way too efficient for Protoss. There's no way Terran can keep going in this manner. Like, how much do you lose there for like 1 cannon is all that Protoss lost. And now there's no tanks down here with his actual army. I mean, I guess the Protoss army, ground army, isn't that impressive either at this time, but I mean, the Templars can't stop the Templars getting in and storming the Goliaths if you have no tanks, because you just don't have the range. And look how many storms he's going to have available. Oh, death is about to rain from the sky for Terran in more ways than one. These turrets going to do nothing. Carriers moving forward. Where are the storms? There's one big one. These Goliaths doing their best. There's a lot of Goliaths here now. He's remaking quite a few. DT's getting in there as well. No scan going down. Looks like all these Goliaths are going to get taken out. Storm's going down, actually doing a lot of damage to the DTs. The scan finally goes down, the DTs are down, but the carry is still looking very healthy. And how many Goliaths are really left here? Only 8 Goliaths left. 7, I don't even know now. Not many.
Less than the carriers. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all you really need to know at this point. Considering that the
Oh.
Terran weapon upgrade's still struggling from that lack of gas. It's only 2-2. The plus 3 looks like it's about to finish soon, but not soon
Jeez.
enough. And Teddy Bear is going to take us to a game 3.
What a wild game. Let's get how it started. I need a 2-second break after that. I need to get some water.
Absolutely. During the game, I did see in the chat exit. You want to know what's being cast? Everything. We are casting all of the playoffs every week. Like, we're not skipping anything. Now, if you're worried about certain things in particular, well, I can give you a little bit of an idea of what's going on. So, tonight, we're doing Mech and Amigos. We're doing some Tier 1. Tomorrow, in the afternoon, it's going to be Camo Diaz doing an EU time slot cast. That is going to be some Mech and Amigos Tier 2. That's going to be fun. Later on Wednesday, Flash for the win is going to be hitting up a little bit of the Tier 1 for the Mech and Amigos as well. So we're getting a whole lot of Mech and Amigos early on. Thursday, we have Nablime casting something to be determined. It's probably going to be some Ryan's Revenge versus IKEA build orders. And then Friday, we got a whole bunch of Ryan's Revenge versus IKEA, a whole bunch of the high tier stuff. So it's going to be some Tier 0, Tier 1. And then also, we're going to see later in the day, we're going to see some Tier 3 stuff as well. And then on Saturday, you got Stromcar, and at least they're casting more Rhinodon and IKEA. They're casting some Tier 1. So really, it's a whole bunch of things. And then if we get to the weekend and it's not all casted, Sunday's going to be a nice little marathon day for me. I'm going to be kicking some ass and cleaning up everything. So if you're in the Discord and you are just paying attention, you'll see every cast, whether it's live or on VOD. Just stay around and keep your eyes peeled.
All right, nice. It's going to be a great week, and of course, next week it's just going to be even better with semifinals and then grand finals after that.
Yeah, we got a lot of playoff action. I'm excited to finish off season strong.
All right, let's get into that third game of this series. I want to finish off this series strong because so far it's been amazing. Like that game one. Well, actually, we'll talk about it in the game. You introduce the players first, then I'll talk.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and the bottom left in the orange, Teddy Bear. Showing carriers are still a good unit. And it's tying up the game to get us to a game 3. And then the top left in the pale blue, it's Kool-Aid.
Okay, so game one, my thoughts are that my players really just bring in a high level of play and playing very solidly, no huge mistakes. So I was very impressed because these are Team 1 players, right? They're not expected to play perfectly, of course. That's why we're in CPL. Game 2, my god, what do you even say? Opened with a gas steal and a proxy gate, and then DT rush, and then carriers, and somehow still pulled it out.
I mean, really, we are one shuttle away from every cheese in the book. Like literally all of them. We are one shuttle away. Because remember, even down the bottom right, there was cannons shooting a CC. That's a cannon rush in my book.
Yeah, I guess.
Now, what is this SCV doing?
Oh my god.
Return of the tables?
You can proxy? I can proxy too.
He
needs to move more to the center, but whatever. He'll figure it out. There you go.
Yeah, I actually love the decision to do this here. 4-player map. It's it's unexpected. You're gonna be able to get something done, especially from the Terran side. Is a lot less expected here, and we're seeing we're seeing 2 racks that are gonna be very committed, very high pressure. And you guys just basically played an hour of games. I like the decisions. Like, listen, I'm drained. I don't think I can handle another macro game. I'm gonna slip off. So I'm gonna make the strategic choice to pull out the cheddar. Hard cheddar from our Terran player in game 3. A deciding game. This is why I love series play.
This probe going the wrong way. Very unfortunate for Protoss. If you found Terran run away, I think you'd be in a good position. But right now, it's getting scarier and scarier. He is getting a gateway, though. Not going for a Nexus first or anything. So still definitely has a chance here. Oh my god. This is going to be intense end to this series, one way or another. But yeah, maybe Kool-Aid's like, I had to go do this, And then now these games are over an hour. We've got one left. All right, pull out the BBS.
Now, I'm not going to say I'm correct, just because I know I have that kind of old school style, but this is why I love doing 2-gate. Even if it's 10-21 or 10-15 or whatever, having that extra gateway helps you defend this kind of stuff so much easier here. And you see the SCVs are scouting now. They delayed it, not to give it away that I found you super quick. They find the location, and unfortunately, his probe's going to get that last look and be like, you're missing some buildings. I don't like what's happening here.
Well, yeah, it's going to be a long time until it gets here, though. I mean, I don't know if this is correct, but I'm thinking if you go 10-15, is it actually bad versus this because you don't make a zealot and you're cutting probes a bit and you're like not starting a goon right away? I mean, yeah, then you can start pumping 2 goons, but is it too late? All right, 4 Marines going to start coming in here. No? How many is he going to wait for? Okay, yes. Here we go. 5 Marines coming, 2 SCVs available. All he needs to do is build a bunker to kill the gateway, and then this game is over. No goon range started yet. Oh my gosh, he really needs goon range here. Once you have goon range, you can deal with the bunker right, but if it's too late and the gateway falls, you're still in a lot of trouble here.
Oh, the probe finally gonna get in the base. See the lack of barracks as Marines.
Oh my gosh! Okay, here we go. 5 Marines coming in here. That bunker is in a really good position because it's blocking the probes getting in too. Oh, actually, wait. Can they get around that? Oh, they can go between the gateway. My bad. The Marines pulling back here, trying to kill as many probes as they can. Doing a great job so far. Getting surrounded a bit though.
The Dragoon is at 1 health. Oh my god, the SV almost took it out. Gets it. Gets the Dragoon. The Marines get in the bunker. The probes can't block off enough. And I think our game is looking real good for this Terran player here. So much probe damage being done right next to the gateway. And it's a Zealot that got made immediately after too. That's not going to be able to do anything against this bunker. This is so much damage. What a choice by Kool-Aid.
Pulls back in that bunker. Yeah, that last Zealot falls, and Protoss has no money to make anything else. No green range got built. 4 probes remaining. Still getting shot. 3 probes. 2 probes. Oh. 1 probe. 0 probe.
Well, there's lots of probes. There's 2 more probes.
Oh,
like,
where'd they come from?
They were out in the field trying to cut off reinforcements a little bit, but not gonna be able to get anything done against double rally barracks. You see that gateway's gonna be taken out. It's a halfway health. Lots of Marines still alive here.
GG.
Oof. All right, that was a series. that was definitely a nice series. Kool-Aid
Both players were certainly trying to win. We can say that's for sure.
Yeah, and we ended up seeing Kool-Aid from Team Amigos taking that game 2-1. So, great one to start off, and if that's an indication of the night, man, playoffs is so much different than what we were seeing in the regular season.
Crazy. Yeah, for sure. Both players bringing out cheese when it suited them. I do like they both started game 1 standard, like, no, I'm going to play a straight-up game. And then, as the series goes on, they're just dialing it up and up.
Is it dialing it up, or is it devolving into a pit of nonsense?
That's right. They start off like, 2 fences with like good form and everything, and then it's just a slap fight at the end.
Cold, oh god.
Competition,
Cold hitting with the rhymes. He's trying to make you proud.
Oh,
yeah. Well, I'm gonna star us in the next series. You can appreciate that joke to torment me after.
Yep.
All right, but we're gonna start our second series between Go Metas and Seraph. Seraph? I don't know. I'm not good at this stuff.
I think it's Seraph.
Well, whatever. I'm going to say what I want to say because I don't want casting. In the bottom left, in the white Protoss, it's IRK Go Metas. And in the top left, in the magenta, it's Seraph. Great color choices from both players. Love it, love it, love it. From the teams, it is Mech and Cheese for Go Metas, and Amigos is going to be represented by Seraph, which he's also the team admin for, so a big little applause and congratulations to all the team admins that are helping us get everything through. Don't actually clap on a mic. Oh. See, you can just imagine it, but if you actually clap, it's one person clapping. It doesn't sound good. But all the team admins, anyone helping out with casting, the staff, all the people, make sure that our season ran smoothly, kicked some serious ass. Certain replays recently notwithstanding, but well, we don't have to talk about that.
I just want to point out the APM difference right now. Look at Seraph, he's crushing it. What chances Gometas have of only 100 versus 600?
Well, I mean, normally I would just be like, oh, APM is not going to make a difference, but PvP, that Dragoon micro, that Reaver micro, APM actually is kind of one of those important things in this matchup, because one slip-up, you lose that first Dragoon before your opponent does, you lose that shuttle when you're just picking up the Reaver, these little tiny mistakes can cost you a game very quickly.
Yeah, well, if you're spending all your time APM spamming, it probably makes it a lot harder, right? If Gometas is just, slowly, deliberately doing the clicks he needs, he might have the advantage here. So far, though, build divergence already. Gometas going for this 12 Nexus here. And you know what? I do like it. I don't know how it goes in Tier 1, but every other replay I've cast with it, the 12 Nex always seems to win.
Well, it's one of those things. 4-player map, depending on when you scout, you have to find it early, and you have to have a plan to stop it, because if you give it just a little bit of time...
Good plan right now. This is a very good plan. 10-12? Seems like a good plan to me. And
this is a great plan.
This is vertical position, so it's closer than it would be horizontal as well.
Now, did he pick the right way to go for the scout? It looks like Seraph's actually, is he going the right way? So he going to the middle just to check for nonsense. He does miss the scouting probe from Gometa, so a little unfortunate. But at least by the time he sees the probe get in the base, he should be like, you can't be cross spawns. Not this quickly.
True. And he still has these 2 gates up, right? So he can send it. A bit unfortunate, though. If he found it right away, this would just be so good for Seraph, I think. But now, it depends on the response. He's going to send the Zealot right away, though. I guess at 10-12, there's no reason not to send your first Zealot, right?
No, absolutely not. Like if you see a situation like this, at best you just, because like the ramp's blocked, you walk away. It's no big deal. But if you see a Nexus and you know the situation, either you have to commit to the pressure, try to break through, or you make the choice, I can expand behind, or really the kind of way I like trying to bust these early Nexus, proxy Reaver. Try to get the job done fast, gamble the entire game on it, but still very effective. Especially since these Nexus first don't tend to have a lot of units, and they tend to have a little more zealots than you're used to seeing.
This is very unfortunate though. Seraph going for a Cyber Core run away and gas, not seeing it's a Nexus first before he did that. And I think this means Gomatas can survive, because Gomatas just keeps making zealots, and Seraph has to cut them to go for these goons. He's going to be able to keep this Nexus up, but will he need to build cannons here to survive the goons? I'm not sure. I think he will. We'll see what Seraph can do here. If he can just pick off probes with these zealots, it's still totally worth it, of course.
I mean, you can get some damage done. I mean, it is pulling things away. More zealots coming across here. And even if they could just stop the mining from the Nexus, dissuade this a little bit here, it's starting to get a little bit weird. There's zealot fighting on all sides. There is a pro from Seraph also helping out with the damage. This is pretty good micro from both sides. Seraph.
Ooh, nice pullback. Yeah. Yep. Seraph microing really well. It looks like he will take the edge in this fight. Damn, one of those zealots is on 5 HP. Okay, it does get taken out by probes, unfortunately. Yeah, with the probe defensive advantage, there's nothing Seraph can really accomplish here. And this is what I was saying. It's unfortunate that he stopped making zealots, because with his opponent throwing down 2 gates right away, the defender's advantage is plenty if you're not just continually rallying them. But it's going to be 3-gate goon coming up here. No forge on the way yet, so actually, Seraph might be able to just overwhelm him with high goon numbers here. That's the thing.
Ooh, 4
goon. Oh my god, okay.
Alright, so 4-gate goon, you cannot support this. You do not have the money to keep doing this. This is saying, I'm not building a Nexus, I'm going to do the damage and break you through. Get as many production rounds as you can. The moment you have range, you go across before your opponent has a chance to match. And what Gometa senses this might be some kind of option, sending a lot of zealots out just to either disrupt or see what's going on. Because if they see no Nexus and them turtling up the ramp, they can prepare for some kind of attack. As you see a forge about to complete, knowing you have to make a bunch of cans might be all you need to survive an attack like this.
Yeah, here's the thing, Gomatas can buy a lot of time because these goons just have to micro down these zealots, and it takes time to do that. That said though, against 4-gate goon, you need a lot of cannons. Goons are not bad at all at fighting cannons. So, I'm not sure if he can actually make enough to survive. Seraph comes with like a lot of goons. Here we go, Zealots trying to get in here though. It looks like they will be able to break through those 2 zealots on the ramp. 4 goons ready to kite though. I think they'll be able to pick this off without too much trouble.
Yeah, not taking any substantial losses. Loses those early zealots, but a lot of these zealots from Gometa is like, if he loses them on the attack, that threat of a counterattack when someone has 4 gateways just ready to churn out units, it's a very real thing you have to be considerate of. There's just no ground forces to help defend us anymore. All the zealots are basically getting cleared up here, and Seraph should be marching across the map immediately upon seeing this. Punish things before it happens. You can even see Gomez is building 5 cannons. He knows this is going to be trouble. He has to be able to survive this attack.
I was thinking, how many cannons do you really need to stop this? Or better question, how many goons do you need to break 6 cannons? 6 cannons.
I don't know how many cannons. I feel like it's like when you play against 3-hatch Hydra, it's like, make enough. If you died, you didn't make enough. That's really as simple as that. You see 4 done, 4 more on the way. Now, 3 more on the way, just a second pile to repower them too, so you see Seraph building a lot of Dragoons, trying to accumulate them, see if he can push through here. Has to be careful. There's a couple Zealots in the front, you might be able to pick those off for free. Nice little free victory here, the best you can get.
Yeah, that's nice. Very nice then. Yeah, I'm still not convinced that Gomatas is going to hold out here. Once you start walking in and just like focus firing cannons, this thing, it's basically impossible to focus fire the cannons because you'd have to be using like, 8 hotkeys or whatever. So the goons kind of have that advantage, but he's still building and he does know what he needs to do here. I'd be interested if he cut gas. I think that would be a decent move here when he just needs cannon. Alright, here comes Seraph. I mean, at this point, there's more cannons than goons, though. He needs to wait for more, I think. He should in theory be able to outproduce with 4 gateways.
Seraph is backing off here. When he poked in for that last attack, he was actually going for the pylon, not the cannons, hoping maybe it's an Artosis pylon, you can depower it. But you could see now there's enough cannons here to kind of dissuade this. The goons are starting to get produced. Gomez is slowly going to close out the window, but still 4 gateways of production is quite a lot. You see goons already at the bridge, plenty being made, and actually starting to work on a nexus just in case they can't break through here. Although there's a very long period, Seraph cut probes this entire time just to keep the goon production up.
Yeah, I think he's kind of given up on busting this. He's saying, "Ah, crap, I kind of see it in. Let's double expand. We can do it." I'm surprised we don't see DT tech coming up here, though. I would have thought Gomez would be going straight for that, because we can see Seraph has absolutely no answer for it. We're going to starting now. If the DT was down now, the game would end, right? But I guess you had to put absolutely everything into these cannons.
Well, if you were going for the DT tech, though, you wouldn't have the Dragoons to help. You'd still just be all Zealots. So, like, you'd really probably be broken at that point, having those extra Goons, being able to help focus fire, to help block things off a little bit. That's really one of the big things here, that eventually you just get to the number of Goons you need to help defend this. And Gomez finally starting Goon range. Like, that's how dire their situation was. They cut Goon range for a long time, just trying to make sure they could survive this. Fine, we're seeing a third nexus going down. Seraph trying to catch up on that pro production, and a robo being made, so DTs, if they get lately made here, not going to be enough. And also working on a Citadel, so Seraph going towards the normal tech you'd expect to see. It looks like Gomez is actually working on double forge upgrades to have just a good ground army later, and hope that the cannons can get them there.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and like, if I was Seraph, I probably would still like try this, you know, but I know it would probably fail. It just seems so tempting. It's like I almost have enough, you know, but I guess at the end of the day, cannons are not bad at all. Stuff.
Well, every Pro player in this chat, I promise you, they know exactly what happens. When you try to commit to attack, it gets defended, and you don't kill everything, you die on the counterattack immediately, 100% of the time. Yeah. So, you don't want to overcommit to defensive fights if you don't know you can win. So I understand being careful here. The Temple Archives for Seraph on the way, so going to be able to get that storm soon. And at least they have that map control. They have the third nexus. Gomez is going to have to break out of this now, and there's a lot of cannons in the way to make that hard to do.
Yeah, Seraph doing an awesome job here of teching up behind this. I can't believe his Temple attack is faster than his opponent, right? Because he already had that second nexus and everything. So, honestly, is Seraph just in a good position here in every way except economy? Because I think he still barely has the goon count. It might not last for long. Well, what has he got? No, he definitely still has the goon count, and like he will for a little bit longer, I think. It just looks like the only thing Gomez has going for him is economy right now. And I guess having these cannons here is an asset. It means you don't have to worry about counterattacks at all. So that's nice. But it seems like Seraph is actually not bad a position at all.
I would agree with that. The one thing I am surprised with Go metas is, yeah, it's a lot of cannons, a lot of goons, try to survive now. But one of the best things you can do when you're in a situation like this is go Reavers, because they're so good at defense. So the fact that we haven't seen any Reavers, even without the shuttles, just to help like bolster the defense, and instead just a lot more Dragoons, a lot more cannons being made. There's no real edge that you're seeing in the army here. It will be the upgrades eventually, but the upgrades aren't critical in this matchup like they are in some of the other ones. An Observer does go down in the main, but that's not before Seraph can get a full idea of what production they expect from the opponent. And I think they saw the Forges upgrade, so maybe have an idea with that. You see Seraph doesn't want to try to risk a fight, starting to retreat now, as they just set up that third Nexus, and they're catching up on pros pretty quick.
Did Storm start?
I don't know. I don't think so. I tried to keep.
Yeah, I don't think so. Are coming out though, but I mean, as long as he gets it soon, it still makes sense because you build up energy or something. But I'm kind of worried. Yeah, I'm just thinking about this, and the thing is, Seraph doesn't have any like cannon set up to defend or something, so he needs to be a bit more careful positionally. Because Gamatas can kind of take his army wherever he wants because he knows like he can't get through all his cannons.
Yeah, their storm is started now, so you're correct. Now we do see Zealot legs for Gomez about to finish up, so they can start adding on gateways. They're really starting to add on some Zealots too, so this could be the opportunity to move out. And you see, having to kill some of these cannons, otherwise it just could be impossible to move out of this base without your units like just bugging out all over the place. But an Observer does see that third base, so there is the knowledge of what's going on from Seraph. And you see, Seraph did such a good job, already ahead on the probe count now after having these three bases up. Gomez now has the supply advantage on the army. The tables have turned, and Gomez is going to try to move out on the map before Storm's really online. Halfway through research, and with the Temple already done, he's got to move fast if he's going to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as soon as that Storm is done, Seraph's army is just straight up superior. Like, there's no two ways about it. His army is just better. I mean, well, these 1/1 upgrades, we'll see how good they really are, I suppose. And there's no forge for Seraph either. Oh wait, no, I'm
Yeah, one at the third, but it hasn't really cranked out stuff.
Yeah. Well, this is not looking like a good engage for Gomatis. A few of his units getting ahead of the rest. Okay, Seraph pulls back. Doesn't want to lose that Templar. Does not want to lose that Templar. At least cast a Storm if it's going to die.
It's not done yet. It's not done yet.
Oh, this is just the fight Gomatis needed before Storm was done. But the engagement looks really bad for Gomatis anyway. These Zealots kind of getting stuck in a concave while a few Zealots hold up all of the Gomatis' goons. Yeah, it looks like Seraph will power through even with just one kind of lackluster Storm being enough here that he's just going to crush this army. More Zealots coming out, but Zealot speed not quite done. Interesting that Gomatis went for that first instead of Storm. Oh man, if Seraph had Zealot speed there.
No, so Zealot speed, that could have worked, but the Zealots fought Zealots. They didn't go after the goons in the back, and Gomez had a round of Zealots at the bridges, not in the fight. He had he had 8 Zealots just hanging out, not involved. So that fight was pretty even between the two. The Storms, like you're saying, kind of lackluster, didn't do a whole lot here. Now Seraph's in an aggressive position with high ground advantage. So Gomez had to give this position, but at least he could fall back to all those cannons.
There is a Storm available here, and that is a pretty good Storm dealing with those Zealots. And I think just by sheer force of numbers, Seraph actually has enough, but he's pulling back for half the army. I'm not sure why.
High ground, man. High ground.
Yeah, but now he's going to lose this fight. Whereas I think if he just stuck out in the fight, he would have actually won it. Now he lost quite a lot in that retreat, but he is taking a 4th base during all this, so he's still in a fine position. Gomatis banking up so much gas. I didn't see if he even got Storm yet. Oh, he's researching. Okay, having another fight in the middle of the map. A really nice Storm on those back goons, actually, to push this back again. And I guess after a reinforcement wave, Seraph is still ready to push forward here. Okay, the bridges are a death trap, though, but every person who's played at least 10 PvPs, I'm sure, knows that, so he's not going to try and go across there.
I mean, that's not a PvP exclusive. Those bridges on any matchup are a death trap.
It's true. Anyone who's played 10 Protoss games knows that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Still, we've got to the elusive late game PvP, 4 base versus 4 base, decent amount of gateways for both players. Seraph's base layout is much cleaner. I will say that's going to help out the mid-fight macro so much more. It's not have to look around and find all these gateways, so that's definitely a big boon for him. But the upgrades for both players pretty far up. We're seeing Templar Energy now on the way, and just a lot of units being churred out. Seraph has a decent supply lead, has a worker lead as well, so doing a good job between these, even though some of the fights not going super great. This Observer does find the 6 o'clock base, and we're seeing Seraph move to the side, wants to put pressure on it.
Well, I mean, he will be able to get in here and cancel it 100%. I don't suppose a counter really makes any sense for Gomatis, does it? But yeah, he just can't save the space. You can't even get in here before it dies, really. He's going to try, it looks like, but I think if he commits to the fight here, it might actually be a mistake. I mean, it's already a mistake being out of position and having this 4th base under attack, but if he tries to get his army in this narrow location, I think he's just going to get slaughtered. And half his army is still at the natural, too. So this is a really great engage for Seraph so far.
Yeah, great Storms, but still a lot of speed Zealots. They're the muscle that gets you through. Both sides, a lot of Zealots here. The Nexus has not been targeted. The fight's raging between both players. It seems like damage is being done pretty equally. The Storm's starting to run out. Seraph getting another good one on the goons, and it looks like that's going to be enough. Seraph has plenty of units left over.
Templars with full energy. Oh man, he had 3 Storms that he just wasted. And yeah, like you said, he didn't target this Nexus. I think he could have targeted this Nexus, killed it, and run out. But now he kind of dragged his feet. He didn't use all his Storms. And actually, Gomatis actually going to take this army out, much to my surprise.
Welcome to the world of PvP combat, man. This is what happens in this matchup constantly. Now, Seraph, bottom right, taking a sneaky base. He'll never be able to actually defend this. I don't know if I like the decision to go for here, but still, you got the money. It's a little cute. You get space in main. Maybe it doesn't get detected, so... I mean, it's okay as long as you're still doing a good job macroing back at home, but Gomez has finally got a supply lead after that big win down at 6 o'clock. Still on 4 bases, still feeling good. They got to start saturating this. The mains are starting to mine out for Gomez. Seraph looks like it's going to last a little bit longer. I was actually surprised by that, given how the game planned out.
Don't forget, Gomez has these ridiculous upgrades. He's going to hit 3-3, I think, before Seraph hits +2 weapons alone. So that actually might make a huge difference, since this game is... imagine it's built up a lot of value. Yeah, look, I'm surprised that neither player really made any more probes for their 4th. And the mining looks a bit sparse there. I mean, at this point in the game, the normal kind of PvP logic doesn't apply, right? You can afford to get up to 60, 65 probes, I'm sure.
Well, it's hard just to spend the money on workers at a certain point, because unlike TVT where you want so much, because if you lose your army, what's going to be fast enough to punish it. All the pros' main core army is very fast and mobile. So, like, you lose one wave, like, you need to have an army count up just to make sure that you don't lose that fight, because it snowballs so quickly when you do. Gomez is really leaning to a lot of Zealot Templar here. No real goons, which, I mean, Zealots are super good, but at a certain point, you do have to keep goons in his army, because otherwise, Storm makes you very susceptible. You're not going to have any backline damage as the Zealots protect you. Having a good, healthy mix tends to make things easier, but both sides very Zealot heavy here. I'm a little bit surprised.
Well, you know, given what we've seen so far, maybe it's not a bad move, because Seraph was not that good at getting those storms out, and he morphed away some of his Templar energy as well. Like, he had the storms he needed for that 5 to 6 o'clock, he just didn't use them. So, I don't know, it might be the move you need. So many Archons as well. Honestly, like, this is not just a Zealot heavy composition, this is like an anti-Zealot heavy composition, you know? Just making all Archons to roast anything that gets close.
Yeah, this is why you need to keep Dragoons too. You can't just go all in on the Zealots. They're super good, but at a certain point, like, you do still need the help of Dragoons at least a little bit. Because imagine, like, if you're in this spot here and you have all these Zealots, like, Reaver Tech is usually in play too. Ooh. It's like you don't have a way to shoot down a shuttle. Like, that get real troublesome.
That's the thing. I think both players are figuring at this point neither of them is going to make a Reaver, so Zealots do seem a little bit better. Like, lots of storms available here though. Damn, this is a weird looking army. Gomates has a bit of a bank here, but they're both so close to max. It's not a major difference. These upgrades really make me worried though. +3 is not quite finished for Protoss, Gomatas. If Gomatas waits for +3, he's going to have a really strong timing here, where it's only +1 for Seraph for a few seconds. Looks like the fight's going to start right now. There's no time to wait. Where are the storms? No storms going down at all. These Templars are full energy, getting in and hugging, as they know what to do. Okay, some storms going down, but not enough. Okay, starting to blanket them out. I have no idea which Zealot is which. It's brother kills brother here in PvP, and we don't even know who's coming out on top. It's just a slaughter. Observers getting stormed. Archons hitting each other. I think Seraph has it. Yeah, Seraph going to take this fight. Even though the +3 finishing halfway through there, I think just the superior composition with the goons in the back and the storms as well, a lot stronger than just Zealot Archon A move. And look, the goons are like, we're here, we can support. Oh wait, no, run away. And look at this, he sees this mineral only with an observer, going to take advantage of that fight to immediately destroy that. What a move.
Yeah, exactly what I was talking about. You lose a fight, immediately the counterattack comes through. And Seraph, the big thing that won him that fight, that he had reinforcements joined midway through the fight. Gomez did not. He pulled up units back at his natural. That we're seeing is there going to be a commitment to get that Nexus. The shield's about to go down, but Seraph's going to back off. Doesn't want to overcommit and lose a whole bunch of units here. Reinforcements for both sides. Zealots just appear from the right. I should give away that there's a base over there with plenty of gateways. But still, it's a lot.
Oh, that storm. That storm did huge damage.
Which storm? Both of them were great.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Probes just tearing each other apart here. Probes even transferring during all this. I mean, look, be sneaky or don't be sneaky. If you're keeping the pressure on while you're expanding to this base, that's great. And honestly, this is already going to be hell for Gomatas to try and take out this bottom right with all these gateways here. So it's a very strong move from Seraph, if a sneaky one.
I mean, I like the decision because if you have Seraph's been positioning forward the whole time. He's usually in the middle of the map, pressuring one of the bases. If Gomez commits to the bottom right, he can just go kill one of the other bases because the army's clearly not in position to help defend it. You even see Seraph is like building the units, but they're up at the top of the ramp. They're not immediately being taken out. A probe transfer going to that mineral only, so you can see both sides trying to get more bases up here. And Gomez has an observer up at the top right. There's no attempt to expand there. Just both sides starting to near max. This is not something you see very often in this matchup.
Well, they already have one maxed fight. I'm just thinking, you can storm those probes at mineral only from high ground, right? Oh, he sees the bottom right. Okay, here's the thing. If Gomatas commits to try going up this ramp, but then Seraph's army comes in from behind, he can potentially take a fight here. Looks like Gomatas not going to go for it. Instead, going back to the center, looks like there's going to be another clash. Seraph coming in hot here. Gomatas' army pretty clumped up, but he has the Templars this time, and Seraph's Templars are very far away, a very disjointed engagement with Seraph here. Where are the storms for Seraph? Already have gone down for good effect for Gomatas. There we go, and the Zealots flanking from the base. Oh, what a move, bringing out those reinforced Zealots from the back suddenly. And they're going to get right on top of those goons and clean them all up. Wow. That was such a nice flank there. That actually made a huge difference.
Yeah, that flank did everything here. And you can see that Gomez has all those upgrades, has plenty of army when these fights keep happening. Because the supply's reasonably close and Gomez is down a decent amount of probes. So it's not like the army size is drastically different. It's just Seraph getting better surround on the Zealots. They're going for the targets they want to be going for. The storms hurting both sides, but I think Gomez tends to just have units that are a little more susceptible to it. So Seraph keeps coming out ahead on these fights, and it's giving an opportunity to start expanding again. Going to claim more of the top right area, it looks like, as a probe moves over. And these upgrades are going to start catching up. 3-3 can't get any better, but you see Seraph is about halfway through their own +3 weapons. So at some point, something's going to give. Someone's going to make a move. We still haven't seen a single drop yet with a speed shuttle or anything. It's a little bit wild to me.
Yeah, I guess both players just really focusing on, like, you know, the army game just clashing on the ground. I mean, so far, it kind of makes sense. If one of them had committed to a shuttle and didn't achieve much, they would have been behind, and it's such a nice edge that, you know, make a difference. But now it really looks like Seraph in a powerful position. Can he get in here and take this base out? I think once he takes this base out, that's all it's going to take to tilt this game in his favor. So many zealots, but that storm doing not bad damage at all. Another storm kind of missing the mark. Oh my god, there's so many units in the storm for Seraph. That must be doing enormous damage. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Seraph's going to win this fight. So
it's bad weather right now.
Yeah, Seraph's fight, even without the reinforcements, going to clean up his army so easily. Going to be able to run train on these bases as much as they want to here. You're seeing reinforcements from Gomez trying to defend this the best it can, but look at that supply count. This next is going to go down massively for Seraph now. And you see it's just Zealots trying to get reinforcements as fast as they can. There's still storms available for Seraph. Just doing as much damage as they possibly can. Still having Archons as well. Doesn't overcommit to the fight, going for the 6. Happy taking out one base and starting to set up in the top right instead.
Oh my god, this is crazy. So, you know, normally I say a bunch of zealots is a football team, but this is more like a stadium full of supporters right now. And look at this, Seraph taking the top right as well. He's just taking everything. And Seraph being smacked down a base. I don't know if he has any prospects to take another 5th base here. Seraph looking dominating after such a long game where they were kind of squaring off and sparring. You know what this game is like? It's like an arm wrestle where Seraph just, you know, got like 1 degree on Gomataz, and he's just like, they were holding there for a long time, then now he's suddenly slamming his hand to the table.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit that, like, the way it's literally just Zealots is to me, it's like 12-round boxing. Just it keeps going, like, no decisive victor, but you see that Seraph slowly winning on points, slowly getting a little bit of advantage here, and without like some kind of big move, you're seeing actually go metas now. I see it support bay about to finish, so maybe going for shuttle speed, gonna go for drops or reavers, something to mix something up, try to get an opening to do something better in these fights. But Seraph, he has so many gateways, he's starting to take over these other corners of the base, and Godin is going to have to be able to do something about it. Seraph doesn't even have to overcommit to things, but he is maxed out, bagging up a whole lot of money here. I wonder if he does want to force a fight, just to even out the composition, because it is so zealot heavy right now.
Yeah, I mean, it has been the whole game for both players, right? I guess part of this is because, you know, in circuit breakers, you have to use mineral onlys. I guess that's why we see so many zealots. But damn, this is just so weird looking. You know, normally in these games, there's like a bunch of goons hanging around too.
Well, we're seeing Robo's getting an add-on for Go Metis. He's going Reavers now. He sees all these Zealots. He's like, you know what, man? The late game Reavers, why not? We can go for it. We're seeing the fight on the top ground. It's all Zealots and Templar. A couple Zealots come and check it out. They regret their decision immediately, but Seraph doesn't overcommit. It still just has so much map control here as the top right's getting long distance mined while they're waiting for that Nexus to complete.
Yeah, there's that one observer just watching all this like, oh no, man, so many storms going down this fight in the center though. Once again, it's hard to tell who's who. Who's even casting these storms? Who knows? It's just killing equal numbers for both players. Seraph powering through once again though. And you know, this kind of Reaver switch could be something. I'm not sure how much money he has left for that. Oh my gosh, that's a huge storm for Gomatas though. Basically hitting the entire army of Seraph. But he wins with enough left over that he's going to maintain this map control. And GG, Gomatas realizes there's nothing to be done. Wow, that was a crazy game.
Yeah, because even like after that fight, so like the supplies went down for both sides pretty aggressively, but Seraph had 2k left over, so he was gonna remax it almost immediately. Man, late game PvP, it's like TVT where it's a lot of positioning and taking good fights. It's just way more aggressive.
Yeah. I guess you're right. It was like a boxing match, right? They just kept clashing and coming back for more.
Oh man, that was a fun one to see. I love seeing the PvPs like get past that, like, oh, I managed to take a second base, what you gonna do? Like when it gets a little bit further on, it gets a little bit weird just seeing the positioning and the strategy of the players. Like even like you saw those zealot flanks from Seraph, so effective in those fights.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, we're on Eclipse though, the land of shenanigans, so we're going into game 2 and some pros for pros. In the top right, in the purple, it's Seraph, currently up 1 game. And in the bottom left, in the pale blue, it's Go Metis.
Yeah, the land of shenanigans, you say. Well, you know, one's on the dark side, one's on the light side, 'cause that's the nature of Eclipse. Last time, it was the player on the dark side who went for the proxy, but maybe both players are just going to keep it normal here, it looks like.
Okay, I'm actually.
This is first. Sorry, you go.
I was gonna say I'm actually gonna say that every time I see a proxy, it's always the dark side player proxying right to the right of the main, below that. I've never seen it above the high ground pod, like in the top right area.
I think not. It all makes sense, man. Well, okay, so far no one's going to go for a proxy though, that's for sure. I wonder if Nexus First is even better here because of the long rushes. Because as we saw, even though Seraph found out about it, he didn't really stop it, and you know, Gomates eventually lost. But you know, it was such a long game. Definitely, you can say he was fine at that point.
Well, the problem with Nexus First, if it gets scouted at a reasonable time, there are sharp reactions you could do to it. Seraph went really aggressive, but if he did scout it earlier, he probably wouldn't have like made the fourth gateway went on 3, so you could build up faster and get moving, like put the pressure on
earlier.
Make
a Robo and get Reavers though, because I've seen you know.
Well, yeah, that's a good way to buff it as well. Yeah, that's what I like. Actually, like. As far as anything, if anything that relies on cannon defense, Proxy Reaver is very strong, just so it gets there faster. You can get the shuttle, but you can even just crawl it in if you really want to, because if they're going cannon defense to try to get things set up, they have Zealots, not Dragoons. So a slow Reaver is so hard to actually deal with here. Now we're seeing a second gateway fully scouted here, but Gomates has a probe moving across the left side. Is this going to be Proxy Tech? Is he just looking for shenanigans?
Do you think there's any chance he's like hiding DT tech? You know, I just thought about it. You don't see that as often in PvP, and I wonder why. Why don't people do it like they do in PvP, where they just build the DT tech in some weird location? Like I think he's about to start. Either that, or he's going to build a Nexus here. Those are the two things I'm thinking about. I mean, he's getting a Zealot at home.
If the thing is, if you proxy tech and gateways and it gets caught, you lose. It's not like maybe you can expand behind it or whatever. That pylon dies, you lose half your production, you die immediately. Like it's a lot riskier.
If you're playing against Terran and they scout your proxy DT tech, you're still probably going to lose, right? Is the risk really that much greater?
It's not that much greater, I guess, but it's like it's also at the same time, why do you proxy it? Like there's no real.
They're going to come in your base, they're going to be like, there's nothing here, and then they're like, you know what? I think Gomates is going to go for a hidden base in this top left. He's going to be like defending his ramp here with shield battery, and he's going to start a Nexus.
Well, I think he's just getting the shield battery so he doesn't have to commit to the second gateway. Having the shield battery and Zealots on the ramp, that's going to be enough to really dissuade the Zealot pressure we're seeing from Seraph. But he's got to be careful here. There's going to be a reasonable follow-up. Now, seeing... I was going to say, you're just seeing the Cybercore now. He's got to hold out until he gets Dragoons. These Zealots are going to eventually get overrun. The Shield Battery can do a great job helping buy time, though. But there is a scout in the base. He's going to be able to see if there's tech choices, more gateways being added on, any of these kind of things. And while Seraph can just decide when to stop attacking this and just expand behind it without any issues at all.
Yeah, honestly, I like Seraph's position a lot more, right? Because he's going to be starting to get room production like pretty fast here. And Gomates really doesn't have anything going for him. It's just he has one less gate. And he's holding his ramp. I mean, is he going to build a sneaky Nexus up here? Of course, that can always bring him back eventually if it goes undiscovered. But I mean, then you can say the only thing Gomates really has going for him is like a risk he's about to take, you know?
I mean, it could be something later, not as committed as like proxy DT tech, but it's like maybe one extra gateway.
Oh, it's going to be a Nexus for sure, right? Yeah. See?
Yeah, it should be. I'm spitballing ideas, man. I could say something be wrong 5 seconds later. It wouldn't be a cast if I didn't.
True. I got to give you that right. But yeah, surely at this point, Seraph's like, okay, so what are you doing, buddy? What's going on in here? Are you just like AFK? Like, why is there nothing in here? So he must be thinking there's something going on, surely. There's not even a goon that's being built.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit concerned here because Seraph has the probe in the main, hasn't seen any kind of tech here, and the choice we're seeing from Seraph, he's going to 3 Gateway Dragoon, but he's not getting a robo for detection, so he's gonna have a strong build. He's gonna be able to put on a lot of pressure, but it feels like he's taking a gamble and saying like, I bet it's not DTs. I bet it's anything else.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy, isn't it? Because you see like nothing in the main, and you're like, okay, he's doing something sneaky. What's the sneaky thing that you do as Protoss, right? You go DTs. So it is a bit weird like that. I am surprised. He's setting a dumb probe out. Maybe he's looking for hidden bases here. Because honestly, this is a decent map for hidden bases because you have those bottom rights where if you build cannons on the high ground, you know, it becomes almost impregnable. And obviously this double gas, which Gomates actually went for, is a very nice one. Okay, no, he's just swapping out probes. Not really sure why.
Oh, you know why? He wants Gomatas to like think, oh, the probe's gone, and then reveal what he's going to do. But isn't this probe just going to die when it tries and comes up the ramp and 2 zealots hit it? Good.
Yeah, I'm not particularly sure. It does get out though, and maybe just to make sure that the goon didn't come down and try to chase it. The probe does come back, it dies, but does see no nexus behind it or anything. Doesn't see a lot of units on the ramp either. You can see Seraph's plan to fight detection. Actually going to get a forge just to make sure, because he didn't want to have, he's not going to have time to get a robo and all those other kind of choices instead. Meanwhile, Gobet is going towards a gateway and robotics facility. I think they're just going to be able to get like the core army you're expecting to see, Dragoons and Reavers, that kind of basic thing. But Seraph's going to have a lot of goons here. This is one of the strengths of 3 gateway goon. That's like, if you can attack, especially early on, it's a good opportunity to get some damage done. But it will look like setting up for a Nexus. We'll see what ends up happening here. But Gomez has a Nexus up. Well, hasn't been able to transfer workers to it, but still slowly going to get an advantage here. But what is this probe doing?
Yeah, he's going to find it, and like, how is Gomatas going to possibly defend this, right? He's just like an inferior army down here, so I think if Seraph finds it, he's just going to come over there and kill it for sure.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's kind of the same pattern as last game. Gomatas gets the Nexus up first, but it's not going to help him. Here comes the probe. Oh dear. So yeah, he just immediately transfer these probes home. He's just going to send that army out. Gomatas smartly moving out here. I think he's going to try and counter because he knows that Seraph's is going to send his army to top left. No, he's going to try and defend it. Not sure if I agree with that so much.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the move to defend here. It's going to be rough here.
Oh, look at this. I love this army with Seraph. He just sends 3 zealots over. No, okay, never mind. I was loving it now. I was gonna say, if you just send 3 zealots over to make sure that Gomatas has to put some units at the top left, then you just hit the main with the rest. But actually, maybe he saw that little army going to the top left with his probe, and so he knows Gomatas is out of position already. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna come kill you. And I mean, I think it's gonna work. What does Gomatas have? There's nothing on the ramp. He can just walk right in there. Okay, a couple of goons come out. But I mean, a shield battery can only do so much.
Well, it's
I think Gomatas realizes, he's like, oh crap, turn around.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have time, though. Goon's moving forward. High ground mission is never going to save you. The shield battery is doing as much as it possibly can, but not quite enough. God. One goon is not a tank. It did its best job. Gomez tapping out. Seraph taking a nice 2-0 victory.
Damn, that shield battery tried its goddamn best, didn't it?
Oh, man. Shield batteries are underrated. They're pretty rad when you have to do stuff like that. It's really fun.
It's like a whole army just shooting this goon. It's like, no, I can do it. Oh my god.
Alright, so far the games we've seen tonight, Amigos taking strong wins, 2-0 so far. What we got 2 more series heading your way, everyone. Before we get started on that 3rd series, I just want to remind everyone, we are casting all the playoff matches. It's not going to be at CPL Twitch. We got a lot of community casters doing a whole bunch of stuff, but there's casts tomorrow in the afternoon and the evening, and then Thursday there's going to be something in the evening with this guy in the blind. He's right over here. Friday, they're going to be early on the day and also the evening. And Strom, Caller, and Lee is going to close out Saturday with a bunch. And if we're not done with all the games by then, this weekend, there's going to be so much more. Make sure you're paying attention to the Discord. Don't have that official streams muted. If you want to watch these games, you need to know about them. And make sure all these guys are streaming these games and doing the casting for you. Give them a follow. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Oh god, I just saw it chill. It's a trademark Flash PvP hidden Nexus. Jesus Christ.
Right? I was gonna say Flash approves this strategy, right? That's how you do it. Seraph smurfed, people are saying. What? You think he's tier 0?
No, I think that's just you know, he
Who said
played
that? Jarcino said that. Yeah.
Jarcino just says things though. He knows. I mean, he knows we love him. Well, let's get into that 3rd one. You guys like PvP. How about another one? DJ Khaled and another one. Don't worry. We're going to make sure you guys got all the PvP you could ever want. In the top right, in the brown Protoss, it's IRK Yenta. Or bottom right. Damn it. I was trying to do overlay stuff. And I was like, I guessed, but I was wrong. In the bottom left, in the white, it's Nam TT Toss.
Okay, so Yenta definitely like a CPL veteran for sure. He played Summer Zerg, now he's here as Protoss. Although I don't know if it's race picking, but I think he's just playing solid Protoss this season. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure, because if he was race picking, I figure PvP would be the match you dodge. That tends to be the one people don't want to play the mirrors.
Hey, wait. I just realized I can race pick and play mirrors only, right? That's a thing I could do. Oh
You
my god.
could.
I suddenly support race picking. I was kind of against it before, but I'm actually like, wait, no. Now I like it.
You're literally a monster.
What? Mirrors are great, dude. Mirrors are the best.
I mean, I like the mirrors too. So like, if I could race pick on the ladder and like practice that way, I'd be playing 2 out of 3 mirrors. So I get it too, man. I get it.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking though, if you're like, I want to play Protoss vs Protoss, and your opponent's like, I want to play Zerg vs Protoss, what happens?
You play someone else.
Yeah, you just don't play, right?
So that's when that's when you got to collude as a team. Team, we only race pick the mirror. This is like,
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Team. All right, save that name. That's my team next season.
Oh God, if you're on this guy's team, God help you all.
All right, both players doing normal opening again. It seems like CP is the map where you open is not something too crazy. Like, Nexus versus PvP, not too crazy, right? It's a thing you can do. And both players just going for normal game.
Yeah, it's a thing you can do. It's just a little bit.
This is like a Rorschach test right now, Like, look at the ink plots. What do you see, Set0?
I see an expansion. that's what I see. I see the future where both players going 2 gateway, no gas. Now, every time I see this, I keep thinking the old school style, that old Peru kind of like 5 zealots expand behind the cannons, like that whole thing. But everyone seems to be getting like delayed gas, core, this like kind of flexible style of 2 gateway. So I'm curious to see if that's where we're going to end up here. The probes are going to high five in the middle of the map at the top side, and when they get to the base, they're just going to be doing.
I feel like that was like an awkward missed high five though, because they kind of weren't lined up,
Yeah.
One of them's like high five, the other guy holds out his hand and misses, but they just kind of keep walking, too afraid to turn around. I mean, it's interesting that Yente's probe is like a little bit later for some reason. Yeah, 10-12 versus 10-12. Do you both just like chill at home and then tech into goons? Is that how that goes?
I honestly don't know. When you play a mirror like this, though, like, I mean, this kind of applies to all the mirrors, but definitely a big one for pros versus pros. Acknowledge where you're stronger than your opponent and lean into it. So if it's something like you have the mirrored armies, then be greedier. Be the first one to a nexus or the first one to a tech choice. But if you just try to attack each other, you're attacking into a defender's advantage for no reason at all.
Got to be careful though. There must be a point where you're being too greedy and your opponent's able to come across. Wow, they're going to meet in the center of the map. What is this? Is this like a scripted, like literally mirror match? This is crazy. It's like the same army. Probes go in scout. Oh, but look at this. Yente's reinforcing, but T-Toss is not. In fact, T-Toss didn't make as many zealots. Did he get the cyber earlier? I think he did. But somehow T-Toss winning the perfectly symmetrical fight in the middle. But he will lose these 2 zealots if he keeps fighting here.
Yente's first zealots got focus fired very quickly, so when one died, they got snowballed really quickly.
Right.
But T-Toss is going to move forward. They got that. Both sides got good scouting information. Yente actually moving the probe out of the base. I'm a little bit surprised to see that here. But both sides, there's a cyber core. They're getting weapons for T-Toss, but looking over, we don't see Yente starting the weapons upgrade, the Dragoon range upgrade just yet. So it will be a little bit of an advantage here for T-Toss. He has a scout to know you haven't started yet. Either you're saving for tech, or I'm going to have some kind of advantage. You see the Dragoon range being started as the probe's in sight. I'm going to keep an eye on that, make sure it doesn't get canceled for shenanigans.
Yeah, could be. Look, to be honest, I think this window is too narrow for T-Toss to do anything with it. Like, again, with defender's advantage, you're going to have such a small window. I don't think it's really going to impact it that much.
Well, Dragoon range is a window of any smallness. You still want to go for it.
If he's up a ramp, I think he's going to be fine. And, like, it's only going to be, like, 10-15 seconds. So it's not going to be a big impact if, like, that's the expansion timing difference or something. It's only a slight advantage. So I think Yente's doing fine here. And, like, the thing is, Yente's going to have just a couple more zealots to help him in a later fight. So it just kind of evens out, I think. Both players looking super even. Okay, but finally a divergence. We have a Robo coming up for Yente, whereas T-Toss not getting it yet. I don't know if he's going to save up for it, if he's going to put down Nexus here, not sure. Did that probe see it before it got taken out?
No, it did not. He waited till the probe died. So Smart to delay the tech, really make sure of everything. Now, Titos has enough gas, but looks like they are going to go for a Nexus. So both players are going to have different builds here. And you see Yenta is moving across the map with a very similar army. Has an extra Zealot compared to the opponent. And this is where I'm talking about. That Dragoon range might play big here as they meet in the middle of the map. Titos is about to finish. Right. Yentas has a little bit of time to go.
Well, look, I'll put it to you that Yentas didn't have to come out here and fight without Goon range. That was, you know, an unforced error, but here we go. Goon range just finishing off for Titos, but I mean, it's only one Goon versus two. Is it actually going to make that much of a difference here? Well, oh wait, no, there's two Goons at the bottom. I didn't see them.
Yeah, here's the reinforcements. Titos missed the micro a little bit, lost one Goon to Zealots for free here. The range does finish. Yenta doesn't have his, so you see him backing off until then. Fighting on the bridge, though, these Zealots going to be able to get some good damage here. The one Goon not going to be able to retreat super well. Both sides getting even damage across the board, but look against the supply in comparison. The army's supply is slowly starting to grow as the observatory is about to finish. The Nexus isn't done yet and won't be able to kick in for a little bit of time, so Yenta does have an opportunity to get something done here, but he's just going real safe here, just getting observer, just getting units, but I don't see the makings for Reavers. I don't see a third gateway going down, so don't really love that we're not seeing some kind of development from Yenta in this situation. But here comes a pro looking like they're going to take a Nexus, but just significantly later than the opponent.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that Yenta chose to play it safe, because if he goes straight for Reavers here, I actually really like Yenta's position. Because, you know, he has enough goons to contest T-tosses, and he can bust that Nat down of a Reaver. I think he would, you know, have a pretty strong advantage there. But as it stands, it's not too late. He's still in this game for sure this Nexus time. It's just, you know, he's just starting as T-tosses is finishing, so T-toss definitely going to pull ahead a bit here.
Well, definitely a big difference now between two players. Yenta is going towards Citadel, going to skip the Reaver tech entirely, going for Storm instead, or maybe just Zealot speed. T-toss adding on more gateways, just going to be able to get the core units up. And they got saturation at the natural with some pros. Going to be able to start working on that economic lead here. And you see Titos being very careful. They're staying on the bridges, not going to move out too forward. But here comes an observer. Yenta's going to see what's going on and make a decision from there.
Hey, in the chat, I'm pretty sure peak PvP is when you both proxy in the center and vision of each other, actually. So I don't agree.
Peak PvP is when you both go DT with no detection at each other.
Face, yeah. Oh, and StarCraft 2 so many times. You know, and you're building like a robo in the corner of the map so many times. Citadel's coming up a bit slower for T-toss here, by the way. Yenta was able to tech up a bit faster with this slower Nexus. That's one advantage he has here.
Yeah, it's going to be legs instead of Storm from Yenta, so I'm expecting to see gateways get slammed down and really start building up the Zealot count, attack when the speed's done. You see T-toss adding on a Forge and actually going for Storm, so very defensive setup here. It's going to be on Yenta to be able to break through and get things going before anything gets set up too bad. Their Dragoon count does keep building up, but once Zealots have legs, Dragoons, if it's a very Dragoon-heavy army, it does get a lot harder to fight without some kind of support. This, I think we're going to be heading to a climax in the next minute or so when that legs is done and see what happens between the two players.
Yeah, and again, I kind of favor Yenta here. I feel like he will have the advantage. Depends how many cannons T-toss makes. I think these cannons are just to deal with Reaver or DT drops, right? They're anti-harass cannons, not defense cannons. I think if he comes out with a strong Zealot force, hits with legs, you know, T-toss not electing to get his legs right away, not even making that any Zealots, he's going to have the army he needs to break through. We'll see. If T-toss pulls back, like way back into the natural and uses like the choky location, it can probably be strong enough to defend. Especially with his own speed Zealots coming out just a little bit after. Oh, but look at this. Is he going to go for a third Nexus? That would be a big mistake at this moment, I think. That might seal his fate.
No, that's just a good spot probably for a spotter pylon, just to make sure if drops are coming that long way around your army that you have time to react to it. So that's what I'm expecting here. And there we go.
Okay, fair enough. I was a bit worried because, yeah, if he spent all that money on a Nexus, he would definitely not be able to defend. But look at this. He's coming out now. Yenta is. Can't be coming across those bridges, of course, so he's going to have to take that high ground, but T-toss happy to sit here defending the bridges.
I mean, when you got speed Zealot, you can do the bridges. If you want to go for the bridges, it's not smart that you can see the high ground. Yeah, I definitely agree. It's not smarter, but it's possible. Now we see Yenta going around here. This is a good opportunity to send a couple Zealots across the bridges, then engage from the side. T-toss sees the spot they're in, actually makes an Archon just to have a little more muscle against these Zealots.
That's the perfect unit here, because, yeah, Storms wouldn't be ready, I don't think, so... the Archon actually can be super helpful, but it's not quite in position, not getting its damage off. The Goons still pull back though. There we go. Now it's starting to hit. Not that many goons here for Yenta, and that Archon is crushing the speed zealots. Looks like Yenta's gonna have to pull back here. No, okay, the Archon does actually fall. Very nicely preserved the zealots for a bit until he could snipe that Archon. Now with the goon count, he's gonna push it back into these cannons though. Do the cannons make the difference in this scenario? I don't know. Yenta has an awful lot of goons.
I don't think they're going to be able to. You can see moving forward here, Goon's going to be able to take out one. There's still some Zealots here alive as well. And you see only a couple Goons on the low ground helping with the defense. One cannon in the back, trying to do its best, but there's still a lot of Dragoons here for Yenta surviving without...
smashing through right now. Is he going to take out this expansion? Looks like he will. Oh my gosh. Wow, what an attack. It was like obviously not a huge advantage, but he just took the timing he had and he was able to turn that into a nice win. More speed zealots coming out here, but look at this, they're held on the ramp by enemy speed zealots. Oh, what a great choke there. Getting huge value so far already. And you know, since he made that round of zealots, there's no more goons coming out either, so Yenta's going to be able to use these goons in the natural field. Wow, how long is that one for? Oh, well. Probe's falling as well. 7 kills on that one zealot. Yenta doing huge damage. GG.
Alright, so just got the tech, went for the attack, abused the advantage that he had, that speed, and having enough zealots to go in on those Dragoons. Yeah. That is the kind of risk that you have when you go for these situations. This is why I like when you get their expansion, just get Reavers. It helps deal with the defense of those kind of core units so easily, especially since you don't need as much gas as more minerals. That's where you're going to be strong on anyway.
Yeah, that was a really like high level timing because you could tell because the advantage that he ended up with was just like 5 or 6 goons more. That's how narrow the kind of edge he had was, but he attacked at just the right time and very nicely microed those zealots away from the Archon as well. I think if he didn't do that, Titos would have held as well.
Yeah, definitely a very sharp timer from Yenta, showing that he's got that StarCraft experience, and that doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference depending on what race he's playing. All right, going into game 2 on Eclipse. In the top right, in the pale blue, it's RK Yenta, currently up 1 game. And in the bottom left, in the brown, it's Nam Titos.
Okay, so what did we see last time on Eclipse? Wasn't anything too crazy, right? Oh no, the hidden nexus, of course. Please,
nothing too crazy.
Someone play a pure game on Eclipse, please. A pure game. What is a pure game anyway? What does that even mean?
So the pure PvP, which apparently we're never going to see, is 2-gate robo reavers. Yes, core units. Right. I guess you sneak out and put your toe in the water. Can I take this Nexus? Is it safe? Like you do these kind of like slow build up, but nah. I think we're seeing the flavor is a lot of this 2 gateways before gas, really building up for a different unit, giving you some flexibility instead. And especially on a 2-player map, that might be the way to go here because it's calculated how long you're gonna have to go to get to your opponent.
Yeah, I think. One thing about 2-gate robo on this map is like, okay, well, 3-gate goon is not going to be popular because it's so far away, and so you can get your expand up without too much hassle. But there's always the shadow of DTs, right? And you don't know, is your opponent really going to go for robo? Can you just kill them? It's always tempting. I mean, it shows my like low level of Protoss, but like when I play PvP and the game starts, I'm always just like, okay, do I just go DT this game or?
Well, the thing is about going Dragoon heavy, there's still always the option to go 3-gate Observer. There's nothing wrong with that build at all. You have to cut like a little bit of things here and there, but so you still have a potent army, and you have the detection in time to stop DT stuff. So that's like one of those things that's like I'm surprised isn't more popular. Titos throwing down that second gateway. Yep.
Yeah.
It's flavor of the month, or flavor of the year, flavor of CPL 6. I don't know, man. I feel like I see this so much more than I used to, and I don't know what changed. Like, why is this popular now? But still, it's leading to some fun games. I'm not going to complain.
Well, I don't think it was ever like a non-viable build or anything. It's just one of those builds. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's never bad. You just got to make the right decisions and micro your way out of it, right? And it crushes 2-gate proxy, right? That's one of the okay, maybe not crushes, but it's pretty good against 2-gate proxy. You have a pretty good chance of defense, so that's probably why it's become so popular, because people are tired of getting proxied in PvP.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of the sitting from the ladder. It's like, these cheesy guys. I'm going to do this on the ladder. That just becomes your practice to build.
Look at this. Titos getting the gas so much faster again, actually. No, wait, no, it was the opposite last time, wasn't it? And yet, still Titos got range faster even though his cyber was late.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what's happening here. Both sides just kind of still doing similar things. A little mistimes here and there, as you see Zella trying to just walk around. And now 2 more do get out of these gateways. And you can see Fienza's going to block off his ramp. Seems to be the choice. So whenever this probe does die, that'll be the opportunity to see what the tech choice is. If you're going to be going for speed or any of those shenanigans again, or trying for a different choice here, because it feels like Fienza seems pretty flexible in the decisions they're making.
Yeah, I mean, I fully expect them to go straight into Robo here. But the thing is, Yenta's going to have a few more Zealots. It's a long way to get across that map, though. I don't think he's really going to put any pressure on, but it might manifest like we saw last time. You know, in the fight, he just has a couple more Zealots to help him out.
We're starting Dragoon production for T-Toss here, and as these Zealots just finished up, the core's not done, so T-Toss has an opportunity to get a Dragoon lead if they want to lean into it, but they're not rushing to start the range. They're going for units, and Yenta, here comes another gateway. They like this core style of a lot of gateways. They're going to keep doing that, because why not?
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you know, Goon's a good unit. In PvP, anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hold up.
In PvP, they're good. They're very good at killing other goons, right? The best unit against goons is goons, it turns out. Well, maybe tanks are better. Anyway, let's not get distracted by other races. Other races don't exist. This is Protoss land right now. See, this is the dystopian future after Protoss exterminate all the Zerg and Terran. This is what you get.
I mean, I like PvP. I'm down for that. Sounds good. Never have to only play PvP, but never see siege tanks again. I'm in.
Yeah, that's right. That's like the would you rather.
That's not even a choice though. This would you rather is supposed to be difficult. I'm like signing up yes before you finish the sentence.
I'm trying to think of like an actual dilemma to make you suffer. Then interesting that you're just keeping this probe out here. He's going to see this army coming, but I mean he's not coming down the ramp yet. He'll be quite fine, I think, here with 2 goons up the ramp. In fact, this probably favors Yenta a bit if he can suddenly come down with his superior goon count to fight. Although I don't know how this. Okay, T-Toss does pull back. I'm not sure if you want to fight 2 versus 3 goons here. Even if you have the superior zealot number, if T-Toss just dances around and picks off your goons, then he can suddenly have a pretty good advantage. More goons popping out for Yenta. Now he's going to try and come across, and it looks like T-Toss going to be the one to expand a lot faster here. Already setting up on the low ground.
He's got a rope on the way, but Reavers for defense are still going to be a way off. This pylon on the low ground is actually one of those low-key things that people don't think about, but if you're not micro Dragoons and they shoot that pylon, that is free health on your units that they're not taking. Now, Yenta is moving across, has a decent amount of units. The big thing, though, they have a lot more Zealots, so it's going to force T-Toss to be very diligent about how they micro here, because the Zealots versus Dragoons straight up are fine. You can micro and make the Dragoons better, but you still have to actually do it. It looks like Jensen's range is about to finish. I think he's just waiting for that and this next wave of reinforcements before he goes forward. No intention of taking the base, and here comes the attack of the natural.
Yeah, I think the thing is with these Zealots, you can't just kite back across the map because you have to defend this natural location. But the goon count is a lot better for T-Toss, and the Zealots kind of just like, Zealot versus Zealot right now. But Yenta focus firing the goons a little bit better. Oh, he's going to lose one of his own, but the defender's advantage really coming in there. More goons coming down this ramp. It looks like T-Toss barely going to hold. Oh, but there's more goons for Yenta. Maybe I'm wrong. They're stepping in quite aggressively here. Nice micro so far. The focus firing falling off a bit though. That probe trying to do its best to help. Oh, maybe it's not. It looks like it's going to be a stalemate, which favors the defender here. I think T-Toss will be able to hold it barely.
Well, here's reinforcements from Yenta. If they can get up that ramp, like the goons that are blocking the ramp don't have shields. They're actually a lot lower than you look at. You see, here's more reinforcements from Yenta. Remember, he has more gateways back home to reinforce. You see T-Toss starting a support bay back in their base. They're trying to get the Reavers. This is an investment they can't afford to make right now. Yenta sees, oh, I have an opportunity. He's going to bust through the ramp, but there's no defense.
Oh my gosh, okay. I'm surprised these 2 goons didn't pop out until now, but the probe's coming to help. I mean, the goon count is getting diminished for Yenta, but if he just kills that last one, he can start to go to work on these probes, and he'll take a huge lead here. Looks like he will. Oh my gosh, T-Toss. Is he going to fall down just like this? Reaver's still not even on the way, so that, yeah, like you said, the support bay and investment's not even helping him right now. GG, wow. Yeah, again, Yenta taking it like such a narrow advantage, I would have thought.
I mean, recognizing the timings, if your opponent's doing something more conservative, like trying to get that robo, they have to survive long enough. So Yenta just going with easy gateway stuff, not trying to delay or do anything crazy, and managed to get the attacks off right before the tech would kick in and help the opponent. So Yenta's taking the series 2-0. That's a win on the board for Mac and Cheese tonight. And we're going to get into one more series. And I promise this one's not a Pro versus Pros.
It's a TVT, right?
No.
I'm just thinking, what do people want to see less than a PvP?
Well, the people are going to want to see this matchup, man. It's the classic.
Can you imagine if there was a non-mirror that people hated? Would that makes sense? You know, if people were like, oh, TVZ, it's terrible. You know, no one likes that.
Well, I think everyone hates a non-mirror, but just when they're playing it. Like, everyone has one they hate. It's like, man, this matchup sucks. I'm not in the mood for this crap. All right, we're getting to game number 4 here. In the bottom right, in the pink, it's Ash Inkjet. And the bottom left, in the white, it's Kazooie. TVZ to close it off strong. I know people are tired of seeing Protoss tonight.
Yeah, all right. It's TVZ on CB. Hey, that rhymes. The rhymes are starting. Watch out, Sid0.
Yeah. Ash Inkjet representing Team Mech and Cheese. And then we got Kazooie representing Team Amigos.
So we saw in the other games today, you know, everyone really pulling out their A game. Like, for T1 players, I feel like everyone's playing really well. So in TVZ, I expect no less intensity from both of these two. You hear that? You guys don't let me down.
Well, I think there is the, you know, you've been working all regular season. You're in the playoffs. This is where you get to show off what you've been working on. I feel like it brings out a little extra in all the players. That it's not just, oh, it's not just for fun. I'm not just here to learn anymore. Like, now you want to, like, win because you don't want to be that guy that loses if your team loses by 1. Or, like, loses by 2. You definitely don't want to be the guys like, oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, so we have an 8 Rex coming up here. Second SCV going out as well, so it's going to be a BBS. Very, very intense way to start it off. I mean, I guess I said I wanted intensity, and they heard me. Now, the thing is, Kazooie, he's going to go for Hatch first here. It's based on how many minerals he's saving. Oh, wait, no, what am I saying? He's not even up to supply yet. No, he's not going to get the overpull or anything like that, so he is definitely going to be exposed to danger here. It's going to be tough. You have to notice it soon enough that the bunker doesn't go down, and then micro your drones quite well to survive this. So under a lot of threat right now. It's quite unfortunate as well that it's not vertical close, because then this overlord would have scouted quite quickly. Drone scout coming out though, that is key here. If he didn't send the drone scout, he'd be in a lot more trouble, but he is going to send it out. Is it going straight to center map, or is it just going north?
It looks center.
Oh, no, it's going right. No, it's going right.
Oh, it just went off the top. Right, I got a little baited. I thought, oh, maybe it's going there. And you can see that first SCV is going to try to scout out. It's not going to be guessing right correctly, so we'll see here. Now, is this the kind of thing you just gamble? It's like, nah, it's close spawns. I've been rewarded for my conviction to do this build. It's close spawns. It's not cross spawns, and you don't even worry about it.
No, you want cross spawns. You want cross spawns because
really
your barracks are in the center of the map, so it doesn't matter where the Zerg is. They're equally close. But if things go wrong, you want it to take longer for Zerg to get to you.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Well, here comes.
Look, here we go. He finds the hatchery. He's going to throw down the bunker right away. Here we go. Does Zerg see it? Zerg's going to see this if he puts it there. Yeah, Zerg knows. Zerg knows. He can see that SCV fooling around. But he needs to pull his drones now. Time is running out. The Marines are going to start rallying over. Okay, the drone's freaking out, a bit indecisive, not sure how to do it. Pull blocking them. Oh my gosh. This is already a disaster. That bunker's already finished. I mean, almost finished. And the drones had a real hard time getting out of the middle line. If he gets this overlord too, oh my gosh. This is looking very brutal for Zerg. Well, on the bright side, since he didn't actually get the drones in here, he didn't commit anything to defense yet, so he could just abandon this hatch and try and play that game. Looks like he's going to try and build a sunk here, but with a second bunker going up in range of the hatchery, I don't really think that's going to work out. Even the Marines just shooting it right away, that will never finish as a sunk with 3 Marines shooting at it. Drones trying to get in here, but with the bunker there's no way. Oh, that SCV going to get taken out. Oh, no. Barely? Yes, it does. But yeah, that sunken just gets destroyed. And this hatchery in so much danger.
Yeah,
looks like this hatchery definitely full. Sorry, what's that?
I was going to say, fortunately he didn't lose that overlord. I think there was an opportunity to kill that. It actually supply blocked the Zerg a little bit too to make this defense even harder. But 2 bunkers do get taken out. Looks like the hatchery is going to go down. And you can see that the Zerg, they lost some drones. Like, it's a rough spot here. They're going to lose some larva advantage. They're trying to mine gas, but even I think having to abandon that here because they just can't afford to lose the minerals here. And here comes the move up the ramp. It's still an SCV alive. You see it sunken about to finish, so that's going to help out here. Is there going to be a spot to get the bunker where the sunken's not in range? Oh, and look, just behind the mineral line. Jesus.
Zerg has made like a pro Terran SimCity here of this spawning pool. It actually blocks there. So yeah, there's nothing Zerg can do from here, like, except counter. And here's the thing. There's nothing at the Terran base. Like, literally nothing. There's just SCVs and depots. So, I mean, if those Lings get in there and they kill all the SCVs, this is still sort of an even game, so to speak. But will they? That's the thing. Terran could potentially send a couple of Marines back, and honestly, if he gets like 2 Marines back there and can hold position around them or something, he probably has enough to hold. But look at this. He's just going to pull back all the Marines to the natural. I think he's figuring he's done enough damage. Although he hasn't been producing that many SCVs behind this. He's mostly just going full tilt on the Marines. Oh, Zerg didn't even know where he was. I think he has to split up his Lings to scout.
Yeah, he just knows the one base he's not, unfortunately. So he attempt to make a creep colony again. The Marines, because they're split up, the Lings are going to be able to clean up some of these Marines that are back at home. And here's the Lings coming down into that main base. Another barracks being made as well. And you can see the Marines trying to defend what they can. 2 Lings are going to be able to do some damage to this SCV line. This game's getting a little bit hectic. Decent SCV micro trying to repel this without taking too much damage as Marines are going to move back forward, put more pressure on the Zerg.
Yeah, but if he finishes that other Sunken, I don't think Terran's actually going to get in there. At least not very easily. And yeah, these Lings continuing to go to work, and they're actually going to be able to do the damage. Terran on the 8 SCVs right now. I don't know if he's paying attention to this location. The Lings going to work without any contest. Okay, there we go. He does micro them. But the Marines are coming in here again. The Sunken did not start yet. Instead, he make 2 more Lings. Okay, there we go. It starts. But if Terran can just make his way back behind the mineral line, he can deny mining again. All those 2 Lings.
There's still going to be a place to go. You can see actually going for the Sunken instead. Wants to kill it.
I don't know about this.
He's a little lot.
Win this fight. The Marines taking a lot of damage. They do finish one of them off. And there's only a few Lings here. The Marines are low. I don't think the Marines are actually going to win that fight. Yeah, it looks like the Ling's going to clean them up. Oh, Terran in a bit of trouble, actually. He still has way more SCVs, though. Zerg still have only 5 drones, so not necessarily bad at all, now I think about it. But that one Ling in the main is still causing so much trouble.
Yeah, those drones aren't mining right now, so things getting delayed. Every mineral counts with a game like this. It's like, where's... I hear a Ling. Like, where is this Ling? It's still just harassing as much as it can. 4 kills against SCVs. Yeah. How does this even happen?
A bunch more Lings coming out as well. And, like, again, there's no Marines in the main. Inkjet GG's, because he sees that many Lings, he's like, oh, I actually just can't defend that. Wow. Tenacious by... Oh, wait, no, sorry. Inkjet's the Zerg, isn't he? No, Inkjet's the Terran? Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Tenacious by Kazooie. That he didn't give up there, even though going down to so few drones. He knew he could just counter.
Okay, well, that did not go the way I think it is. I think like you mentioned, I think choosing to kill that Sunken instead of just going further into the minerals below, avoiding the Sunkens to
or
stop
just not attacking at all.
Yeah,
like, because you can't really fight those Sunkens. Like, try and run past, you're going to take too much damage as well. I think if you just maintain the natural, you have so many SCVs, you're in a fine position.
That is just a rough spot. Essentially, because that's the kind of game you could feel as a Terran. Like, I had an advantage. Right? Like, yeah, I had the advantage, right?
Absolutely. I mean, even to the end, he still had more workers. He just knew he was going to get wrecked by Lings.
Alright, so we're going into game 2. Man, we're seeing a lot of cheddar cheese, and I love it. I love watching these kind of games. It's so fun. We're on a cliff where shenanigans do nothing but happen, apparently. In the top right, in the gray, it's Kazooie. Currently up 1 game after Inkjet fumbled a little bit on the attack. And in the bottom left, in the pink, it's Ash Inkjet.
Okay, so we're in the cheese map, the shenanigans map, and Kazooie is on the dark side. So I'm already disappointed he didn't 4-pull. That's incorrect, sir. Try again. I think it's still 9-pull.
I mean, we've seen that even in the regular season before. Apparently, playoffs like infested everyone's minds to like go crazy. We were seeing some players go for 9-pull just to get that Lings on the map. Force like, hey, you didn't build a wall, you didn't stop these. I can get in and start causing havoc to set you up for that good 2-hash Buta, just to slow everything down from your opponent.
Yeah, but we do have an SCV coming out here. Looks like it's going to put a proxy in that southern location. Although this Overlord is not going towards the Terran base. It's actually going to the proxy location first.
Oh my gosh, is this SCV going to like run right under it? Oh. Hey, look at this. It's a 9-pull.
Oh, no, look, it turned! It turned! No!
Oh, and you know what? It's interesting that Inkjet put this proxy so far away. I wonder if he's actually anticipating this Overlord. That's why he's putting the proxy down here. But 9-pull is a very strong build against BBS. Very, very difficult, I think, for Terran to make this work, but not impossible. It depends what Zerg does with his first lings, right? If he kind of sends them to the Terran base, I don't think Terran can do much, but if he holds them back, maybe Terran can micro this. I don't know, it's going to be very tough anyway. But yeah, this Overlord not seeing anything yet. Damn.
Yeah, this is
I looked at
this is gonna
the
be wild.
doodads on the map, and I thought it was like a third barracks building somehow. I'm like, wait, what?
Now, I'm actually curious, though, because 9-pool, you're going to have the link so much faster, but also you don't have the hatchery as vulnerable to the bunker rush to get the damage done.
Yes.
I feel like this is going to be a lot harder for Terran to pull off.
Well,
the
it's
victory.
basically the hard counter, right? If you go 9-pool, like you're the best you could possibly be against BBS. I suppose overpool you could say is slightly better because you have more economy to do what you want, but like just the fact you have the links so much faster, you can potentially just counter. And look, how many SCVs are even in the Terran base, right? He shot with 6 lings or 6 SCVs. Like, that's not a fight Terran can really take, you know?
Yeah, definitely going to be a rough spot. It's just Marine production now. SCV is getting cut just to put the aggression on the best they can. There's one SCV out on the map, and it's moving forward. It comes from a weird direction. The Link should know exactly what's going on, the way that SCV moved to come scout, and the counterattack's going on.
Yeah, he sees his hatch timing is going, oh crap.
Oh.
Bad game, well played. Wow. Way to ruin the game. Just bad game. Wow.
Okay.
Why is this replay still going? I'm watching these links. You won, you can leave. Okay, well that's a 2-0 to end our final series. That was a quick one.
Alright. Like, okay, so we had a lot of cheese, which is cool. People are playing to win in the playoffs. I love seeing this kind of stuff. If you're cheesy, you can't be mad that your opponent did like
exactly.
You can't.
Exactly.
You just can't. But that's it for tonight. We it seems like a lot of the casts we're having are going pretty quick. Just to give you the rundown of what's happening in the near future for more playoff action. Tomorrow in the afternoon, like 1 p.m. Eastern time, you have Camodas and Lana is Hot. They're doing another on this CPL channel. They're doing Mech and Amigos, some tier 2 action. Later that night, it's going to be me and Flash for the win, doing a little bit of some Group C from Mech and Cheese. So that's going to be the finishing up the tier 1 that we started tonight. And then the Blind Thursday, you have any idea what you're casting yet?
No, I wasn't looking at the casting table on choosing while we were casting, but it'll be something good, I promise you.
It'll be something good, he promises you. That'll be Thursday, probably nighttime, probably like around the normal time.
Well, I'm looking at it now, and I'm going to say it's probably going to be tier 0 of, what do you call it? IKEA versus, not IKEA, sorry, Mech and Cheese versus Amigos.
Oh, that'll definitely be a good one. Some strong names there, so that'll be a good time. And then on Friday, early in the day, you got Bugs Bunny casting with somebody. It's not decided yet, but he's going to be finding someone to help him out. That's going to be Ryan's Revenge versus IKEA. That's going to be some high tier play. So that's going to be Groups A, Group B, it looks like. So stuff he didn't claim yet. So that'll be fun. And then a Bug later in the evening is going to be casting Ryan and IKEA some tier 3 action. And on Saturday, Stormcaller Unleashed, IKEA, and Ryan Group C, so that's some more Tier 1. So you got a whole lot of stuff. It's going to happen every day. Make sure you're just paying attention to Discord. You'll get all the notifications you need. But for us tonight, we're done.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Yep. See you next time.